Baltimore buzzing about their first-place Orioles and all-star catcher Adley Rutschman. They open up a 4-game series against the Rays with the AL East Division title on the line.
It's mid-September, and the postseason picture is taking shape. Tonight in Baltimore,
Adley Rutschman sends us home.
The former #1 pick looks to hold off Randy Arozarena and the Rays in a tight race for the division crown.
What a play by Arozarena.
And while hope is fading for the Yankees and the Red Sox's wild card chances, baseball's fiercest rivalry is still alive and well in Boston. It's the final stretch. It's the AL East. It's baseball night in America.
And look at Fenway Park in Boston, where it's the back end of a doubleheader between the Yankees and the Red Sox, battling over avoiding last place in the AL East Division. Fox Baseball Night in America, sponsored by Geico. Inside our Fox studios here in Los Angeles. Nice to have you watching on a Thursday. Hope you're having a good week. Mark Sweeney and Eric Harris and Chris Myers. The Orioles have already made history as they become the first team in baseball to beat every other team at least once in a single season. And they have a chance to secure that AL East division, or at least create a gap, 2-game advantage at the moment over the team they're facing tonight, the Rays. Meanwhile, front office news out of Boston. Red Sox fire Chief Baseball Officer Chaim Bloom after 4 years with the organization. General Manager Brian O'Halloran will run Boston's baseball operations for now, and the most notable move during Bloom's tenure is when he traded Mookie Betts to the Dodgers. Check on, speaking of the National League, that wild card race. Diamondbacks in it, battling the Mets today. Kodai Senga dealing it 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, he was absolutely fantastic. And when you think the beginning of the year, Verlander, Scherzer, Senga, you didn't think that he was going to be the lone one standing.
Pete Alonso with a double to get a run home.
Yeah, came in with good numbers against Merrill Kelly. He leaves with better numbers. That's what they need. They need more offense from Pete.
A couple of batters later, Jeff McNeil.
Remember, this guy won the batting title last year. Hasn't had the season he wanted, but continuing to lead the Mets. They're playing well here.
8th inning, 8-1 lead over Arizona. Cincinnati in that wild card mix with the Tigers. Baddoo lines one, his 10th of the year.
Well, kudos to him for hitting a home run, but the problem here is the Reds pitching. Is that going to be good enough to get him to the postseason?
Yeah, because, Eric, they have plenty of hitting. Spencer Steer, his 21st home run of the year. He cuts into the lead, but in the 8th inning, Matt Vierling with a grand slam. 9th of the year. And the Tigers, what about these contending National League teams? Do they want it? Tigers hammer Cincinnati.
Who's going to step up, right, Chris?
Good question here. Marlins, Brewers, obviously Milwaukee leading the Central, Miami hanging in there. Tyrone Taylor is coming home, but Sanchez the throw. And Counsell says, I'm going to challenge that call.
I like it. You got a challenge. Come on. Give me a look. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I like it, Chris. Come on. You got to give me a safe.
Yeah, safe. You were ahead of the crew. They got it right. 7th inning. Taylor smokes one. Another run scores, and Milwaukee wins.
This is what the Brewers need. They came into this game 25th in baseball in offense. They have to contribute with that talented pitching staff.
And a playoff picture up to the moment with those results that are final. Congrats to the Braves. Dodgers on a roll, but it's that wild card race. Milwaukee, good cushion there over the Cubs. Giants a half game back at the moment where the Reds are, and the Marlins 1 back of Arizona in that spot. Meanwhile, over in the American League, the Orioles, that 2-game advantage over the Rays. Astros up at the moment in the West, and then that wild card, the Blue Jays drop out 1 back. Seattle there, the Rangers, and Houston in the AL West. All right, let's head out to Baltimore and check in with Ken Rosenthal, standing by with Adley Rutschman of the O's.
Thanks, Chris. Adley, if I had told you at the start of the spring that you, the Orioles, and the Tampa Bay Rays would be battling for the AL East title in mid-September, what would you have said?
I think we put ourselves in a great spot right now, and I'm really proud of the way our team's played, so I'm excited.
Now, when you made your Major League debut last season, you took your position at home plate, looked around, took in the view at Camden Yards. There were 17,000 people here that night. What's it like when this place has a few more people here, as it will this weekend?
Yeah, we've had a lot more sold-out games this year, and it gets bumping. It's really fun to see the energy that people bring. People are excited, and makes us smile because it's cool to see people get so excited for it.
Okay, Kyle Bradish tonight starting. For people who haven't seen him, what should they expect?
He's a complete pitcher. He's got a lot of weapons, and he uses them well. So he's been fun to catch this year, and I'm excited to catch him tonight.
All right, Adley, thank you. All the best. Chris, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Ken. Since he was called up, Rutschman, last year, the Orioles have not been swept in a series coming all the way through this year. What jumps out at you in this series with Baltimore and Tampa Bay?
Well, I'm excited for their fan base because they waited a long time for this opportunity. But individually, I can't wait for Adley Rutschman to be on that main stage. And when you get into the playoffs, this is a guy that came up last year. This is his first full year. He's an all-star, but also he has a lot of responsibility. Switch hitter, leadoff hitter, and he has the ability to control the strike zone, which I think is important. Strikeouts and walks, almost 50-50. But this is a guy that understands. He has that rhythm of the pitching staff, and it's going to be important for them to play important games. He is third in catcher ERA in this year, which is unbelievable for a young catcher like that. He's 25 years old, but he controls that strike zone. I love the fact that they put a lot of responsibility on him, and he wants it. This is a star, and he's an absolute stud.
Yeah, this series is the beginning of, as you mentioned, important games. This isn't about just making a statement. This has implications, and right now it's the division. They go 4 against Tampa. Tampa's trying to run them down. And this is going to be a prelude of what they're going to have to face come October. So this is almost like a dress rehearsal.
Yeah, and after this, they play at Houston, do the Orioles. But they have won 6 of 9 head-to-head this year with the Rays already. We'll see how they do. And they called up hot prospect Heston Kjerstad. He from Arkansas. Second overall choice in 2020. So he's active, not in the lineup, but available if they need him. Orioles young, getting younger at the moment. All right, well, we continue. Last night, the Braves clinched their 6th straight NL East title. Eric will tell us who will challenge them for the title in October, his top 5 World Series contenders. And the Yankees and Red Sox playing the back end of a doubleheader. We'll have highlights from Fenway Park. At AL East, we got the division covered for you. Anthony Santander, last couple of weeks, 8 extra base hits, has driven in 7. Orioles come in here having won 7 of their last 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen, and the knuckleballer turns to the catcher. Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
It's not like the good old days.
It's not like the good old days.
It's not like the good,
it's not like the good old days.
Stop parroting everything. Instead, drink a Red Bull and think for yourselves.
Since when do you dictate what we do?
Exactly. You're not the boss of us. Power to the people!
Oh, well. Individuality often complicates things.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Confident about which used car to buy?
Nope.
Why not ask the most confident person you know?
My old high school coach.
Just say, show me the Carfax value. You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
Wait, you're a night manager and mom and birthday cake baker? So adding and student might feel daunting. National University is here to support all your ands. National University, supporting the whole you.
Sorry, I'm just having an off day.
I'm having the best day. I slept so well on my new mattress. I went to Mattress Firm. Let me tell you, they have quality mattresses for any budget. Everything's so clear now. You're having an off day because you need a creative outlet. You ever tried watercolors?
Loved art as a child.
Go get him.
The right mattress matters.
We'll find yours.
Mattress Firm. Please, 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 please.
The all-new Hyundai Kona.
Thank you.
With class-leading advanced safety features.
Caleb Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
It's like that. Got him and stays there. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we bring it to you. It's like that.
Sunday on Fox, the New Look Packers. Jordan Love leads them into Atlanta against the Falcons and their improved defense. Some will see the 49ers, Rams, or other regional action. Check the local listings for the game and time in your area. It's on Fox and the Fox Sports app. And the Rays and Randy Arozarena getting ready to take on the O's. He homered yesterday as 22nd. That's a career best for him. With less than 3 weeks until the postseason, time now to reveal Karros' classics here. Eric is going to give us the top 5 World Series contenders based on where we are right now. So,
Al, I got to tell you, I was lobbying for more teams. I wanted more. It was tough to just get it down to, because at 5, I was thinking Baltimore. I also like Seattle, but I went with Milwaukee. Now, the reason I went with Milwaukee, the pitching staff. I mean, you've got horses. You've got Corbin Burns. You've got Peralta. You've got Woodruff. I mean, these guys were pitcher of the month in July. Peralta, August, and Woodruff right now, he's got a good chance of being pitcher of the month in September. They're dominant.
EK, I'll agree with you when you say about more teams because I think experience really helps here. I like the Mariners because of the same reasons of their pitching staff. When you look at their pitching staff, they are very dominant if they get in, but also they had experience last year.
Best team ERA in the National League. Why is he way over there? Are you guys going to attack each other?
Well, no, he agreed with more teams, but not in my pick of Milwaukee. I like that. I'm going right to Houston now, boys. I like the Astros at number 4. The reason I like Houston, obviously the pedigree. They're led by Dusty Baker. Justin Verlander comes over. And then that core, you've got Bregman, you've got Tucker, you've got Altuve, you've got Alvarez. Those guys in the postseason, they could run a table, and I would never pick against them. 6 straight championship series.
Yeah, they've had to play catch-up the whole way with Texas, and now they surpass them. It's quite a race in the AL West. All right, so who do you got next at 3?
I'm going back to the National League, guys. I'm going to Philadelphia. Philadelphia, an experienced ball club. They're gritty. They have the horses in Nola and Wheeler. Suarez is that third guy. And, yes, we know about the offense. We've got Bryce Harper. We've got Real Muto. We've got Schwarber. And then, of course, who has gotten hot? My man, Trey Turner. I like the Phillies at 3.
Yeah, I love that pick, and I'll tell you why. Because last year, the championship series, I thought it was important because of home field advantage. Their fan base is crazed there. You could feel the building shake. I think that's an X factor with the Philadelphia Phillies.
All right, I think I get where you're going with number 2.
Oh, we know where we're going, number 2, right? We're going to L.A. We're going with the Dodgers right now. Now, yes, there are some questions about the pitching staff, but I'll take their 1 through 13 with anybody. The experience not there. And then the 1-2 spots, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, either one of those could be your National League MVP. Their lineup is deep. Their bench is deep. They have experience. I like the Dodgers at 2.
Yep, second highest scoring team in baseball, so your number 1 is?
Atlanta. I mean, the offense is crazy off the hook. This is one of the first times where I actually believe that offense could just walk through the postseason. Usually pitching dominates, but these guys are so darn good. Ronald Acuna, Matt Olson, unbelievable seasons. And the pitching staff, excellent. The coaching staff, excellent. There's not really any weakness, maybe the bullpen, but Atlanta, for me, unreal.
Yeah, I think if you look at the weakness with the 2 top teams, it's the short series. And if you look at that, that could be something that changes the whole dynamic about these playoffs. But I love the 2 top teams.
Yeah, and the Rays were not in. I mean, I know Young had 5, right? But 4 National League teams in your top 5 contenders.
Yeah, you're very observant, Chris. I like that.
I just disagree. I think, how can you leave the Orioles and the Rays out? They have the best two.
I only got to pick 5 teams. Come on.
He'll pick 10 next week. All right. Not bad. It was okay. I like your pocket square. Another guy looking sharp, the D trade coming up. You don't want to miss. This is a behind-the-scenes look, a special day for our friend and colleague, Dontrell Willis. His legacy now immortalized. And counting it down to some baseball, you'll see the O's and Rays. And in Boston, it's the third doubleheader. Red Sox and Yankees will play this year. Tuesday, the Yankees swept. Red Sox won earlier today. And a nice afternoon and evening for baseball.
If new Heineken Silver was a riveting Viking saga.
Last as well, your family tortured my first wife and stole my second favorite goat. Now you want to marry my daughter. Okay.
All the taste, no bitter endings. Heineken Silver, world-class light beer.
It's back. Applebee's all-you-can-eat boneless wings, just $12.99.
Your paint is really bad.
What?
I said best coffee I've ever had.
Should've used Bear.
Sorry, side where?
No, I said should've used Bear.
Today, let's paint. Right now, get America's most trusted paint brand at a new low price. Bear, only at the Home Depot.
New Nature's Bounty Hair Growth, clinically shown to help grow thicker, fuller hair with just 1 capsule a day of advanced hair complex. Conquer hair thinning.
And fall in love with your hair all over again.
Only from Nature's Bounty.
I'll be there in 30, maybe an hour.
Schedule that for 4 o'clock.
The all-new Hyundai Kona with class-leading interior space and tech features.
Rerouting.
It was your dream to build this restaurant. This place is a death trap. Shut it down!
Kitchen Nightmares returns Monday, September 25th on Fox.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Quarterback Drew Aller leads 7th-ranked Penn State against Illinois.
Oh, what a catch!
The best pregame, the best announcers, the biggest games. Penn State, Illinois. Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Have you used a drug named Ozempic or Wegovy and are experiencing severe stomach issues? If so, do not delay. You may be entitled to compensation. Visit forthepeople.com or call the number on your screen now. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
At Toyota Orlando and Toyota of Claremont, new vehicles are rolling in daily. Come get them while they're hot. You can drive a 2023 RAV4 LE just $169 a month. Get them while they're hot. Toyota Orlando, I-4 near Millennium Mall, and Toyota of Claremont on Highway 50.
My name's Al Fazalahi. Had a terrible T-bone accident. Gentleman blew a stop sign and broadsided me. Airbags went off. I got knocked around really badly. The first lawyer I called didn't return my call. And then I just said, well, you know what? I called Morgan & Morgan. They were in touch with me every step of the way, whether it was by phone call or by text message or Zoom meetings or emails. It made things extremely simple for me. That was a seamless process. It's so easy.
Doubleheader day in Boston. Yankees and Red Sox. Game 1 earlier today in the 8th inning. Trevor Story way out, his second of the year, a 3-run shot. Red Sox win 5-0 in the first of 2 at the moment, pushes the Yankees to the bottom of the division in the AL East. Well, the Yankees and Red Sox through the years, they've given us some great memories in the history of the game, as a matter of fact. And even with both teams fading from contention this season, their rivalry remains as intense as ever.
You're talking about one of the biggest rivalries. Every time we go there, they hate us, and every time they come to us, our fans hate them. Those games can be a little different sometimes.
And they have a fight. And the punch is empty. Here he comes. The punch is being thrown.
Yankee Stadium and Fenway, those are two very hostile environments.
If that's not insightful, I don't know what is. John Zimmer, a 72-year-old man, went into Pedro Martinez's face, and Pedro Martinez threw him down.
The buzz around the stadium, the energy, it's on another level.
Boone hits it to deep left and send the Yankees to the World Series.
It's always fun to go to New York and play.
The biggest comeback in postseason baseball history.
Those are some of the best games during the year. You know, we circle those on our calendar. Everything kind of ticks up a little bit when you're playing the Red Sox.
And this is a look at the projected payroll for each of the teams, Yankees and Red Sox, for 2024. The reason we bring that up, it really just is odd. It seems awkward that we're not talking about them in the postseason, at least one of these teams. And if you joined us a little bit late, Red Sox fired Chief Baseball Officer Chaim Bloom earlier today after 4 years in the front office. They had success when the payroll was better. Which of these two teams has an earlier chance for success if we start with next year, faster than the other?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a shakeout because when you lose this many games and you're battling for last place, that's not good for both of these clubs. I would say the Yankees are probably in a better spot to turn around because of the simple fact they have Garrett Cole. They understand that they have starting pitching. Carlos Rodon, probably in his second year, is going to be a better version of himself. And if they sign Severino, I think that's where you start. And having Aaron Judge in the middle of the order, there's going to be adjustments to be made. But I think the Yankees, when you think of the starting rotation, is going to be an easier transition moving forward.
You know, I asked this question to a good buddy of mine and huge New York Yankee fan, and he put it rather succinctly. The Yankees are going to be better because they have to be. And that's just the reality of it, because the expectations of them coming into this year, World Series, right? And they're going to possibly finish at the bottom of the barrel. The Red Sox also, they've got a ways to go. Look, they're going to have some guys back, but the pitching's a little lax. The defense is not good, and that's not getting solved by just hitting some more fungos.
Yeah.
That's a ways away.
So those two teams disappoint, but also the division got better. The Orioles maybe a little ahead of schedule, right? We always expect the Rays to do well, so that's the imbalance that we saw.
Yeah, it's going to be odd because now they're chasing the more established teams, the guys that have developed and drafted much better. Now they're going to have to assume those situations. That's why I think Boston's just a hair behind the New York Yankees.
Yeah, it'll be good to have at least one of those back in contention. We always like that. All right, last weekend, our very own Dontrell Willis was inducted into the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum Hall of Game, right, in Kansas City. And this year's honorees were members of the Black Aces, a group of African-American pitchers who have won 20 or more games in a single season. It was an incredibly special day for Dontrell, and we were there to capture it.
Being here at the Negro League Museum, it means the world. I mean, seeing all the history, all the greatness, I feel like I'm not deserving, but I'm very appreciative that I'm able to go into the Hall of Game, and I'm overjoyed. I can't imagine the things they went through to really plant the seed for us today. Like, they knew they had to be good, which is tough, man. It's tough. And we still carry that burden to this day. It's a big-time responsibility. Being part of this legacy, as an African-American baseball player, there's no higher honor. When I'm long gone, you know, my grandkids can tell you, the old man was pretty good. The old man was pretty good. I remember probably the most nervous I ever was on my 19th, and then I'm like, just don't mess it up. And when we got that final out in that ball game, I felt immortal. I knew I wasn't going to be a Hall of Famer. I knew I was as a ball player, but at that moment, yeah, I felt like, man, my name will forever be stitched.
Well, quite an accomplishment from Dontrell Willis, 20 wins.
I have this cool picture in my house of you, and I almost snatched it off my garage wall. I said, he gonna sign it for me. I'm gonna turn into a fanboy real fast. I said, when Doc. You know, seeing Doc good, meaning him being happy to see me, you know what I mean? It's totally surreal, and so, I thank God for these men. They saved my life. I'm indebted to these guys, and so I'm honored to be next to them. Al, I saw a video of you, and I said, I'm gonna challenge Barry Bonds like you challenged Henry Henry. You know, the legacy that these men left, I'm proud to be part of a great fraternity. Whew, looks painful. I still got it a little bit. The tour was awesome. It was really impactful. Got a little emotional out there because I didn't know what to expect. Now it's go time. Thank you for coming, bro.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Can I get a picture?
Sure, of course. You guys look amazing. I love you.
So proud of him. I mean, this big guy has done a lot for us, so we're so proud of him.
Thank you, Mama. I appreciate it. They just trying to butter me up because they want to go to the mall. Don't take that lie.
Unbelievable, irrepressible, the high leg kick, the D-train, Dontrell Willis, ladies and gentlemen.
I owe a great gratitude to the Negro Leagues and the people that came before me, and so if it's no them, it's no us. Thank everybody for coming here, man, because the legacy is going to live on through everybody.
Yeah. Congratulations. Dontrell Willis, y'all.
This has been a whirlwind of a day. I feel very blessed and happy to share it with my family.
And he's still so humble. Dontrell joined the late Vida Blue, also Al Downing, Dwight Gooden, and Mike Norris as a Black Ace in 2005 when he became the only pitcher in Marlins history to collect 20 victories in a single season. So congratulations from all of us and your Fox family, Dontrell. We wish you the best. And when we count you down to baseball, some of you will see the Yankees and Red Sox. Second game of that doubleheader as Alex Verdugo is getting loose at Fenway. And the top spot in the AL East, Aaron Civale on the mound for the Rays. They're down 2 games to the Orioles at the moment, opening up a 4-game series that could ultimately decide that division.
Caleb Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
Oh, Ms. Flores, you're the leader of many and pet wrangler too. So becoming a student again might seem impossible. National University is here to support all of you. National University, supporting the whole you.
Each member of the Fox 35 Storm Team is a hurricane expert. We've got the largest network of weather cameras anywhere in the region. We can see just about every neighborhood so you can keep your family safe. When the storms roll in, the Fox 35 Thunder Truck rolls out. You can depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team, built for Florida weather.
Keep it all local all morning.
With Good Day Orlando.
This wasn't no bear. It was like a bear squatch.
Dad, what's a bear squatch?
It's a cross between a bear and a sask. It's made up. He's usually sleeping.
He'll never sleep again.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Santa Fe with America's best warranty.
Get 2.99% APR plus $1,500 bonus cash or up to $3,000 total savings on the 2023 Santa Fe. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
It's not just designed to look good. It's built to command attention. It's not just a comfortable interior. It's a quiet refuge. They're not just headlights. They light the way forward. The new fully electric Audi Q8 e-tron models. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
After my cancer diagnosis, I have done things that I have never dreamed of doing.
Barbara is a patient of mine with a personal history of breast cancer, and when I met her, she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. She came to me and said, I beat that, I'm going to beat this one too.
I knew that the best care that I would get would be through Orlando Health.
When my patients are first diagnosed, one of the first things I say to them is, we're here for you.
I am so grateful for the care that I've received.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Santa Fe with America's best warranty.
Get 2.99% APR plus $1,500 bonus cash or up to $3,000 total savings on the 2023 Santa Fe. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
This wasn't no bear. It was like a bear squatch.
Dad, what's a bear squatch?
It's a cross between a bear and a sask. It's made up. He's usually sleeping.
He'll never sleep again.
It's mid-September, and the postseason picture is taking shape. In the American League East, that picture is about to get clearer. Tonight in Baltimore,
Adley Rutschman sends us home.
the former #1 pick looks to hold off Randy Arozarena and the Rays in a tight race for the division crown.
What a play by Arozarena.
And while hope is fading for the Yankees and the Red Sox's wild card chances, baseball's fiercest rivalry is still alive and well in Boston.
She's down. Aaron Judge, a titanic shot. Cedric Mullins completes the cycle. Is gone. And Tampa Bay wins at 7-5. A walk-off home run. Can you believe it?
It's the final stretch. It's the AL East. It's baseball night in America.
The Orioles try and add to their division lead. Kyle Bradish on the mound. They open up a 4-game series with the Rays. It's a 2-game advantage for Baltimore in the East at the moment. And at the bottom of the division, that's Aaron Judge, 30 homers, third straight season, playing another doubleheader with their rival Red Sox. Boston took game 1 earlier today. Fox Baseball Night in America is sponsored by Geico. Inside our studios in Los Angeles, we welcome you live, and thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a good week and a happening Thursday with Mark Sweeney and Eric Karros. I'm Chris Myers. Get their thoughts on the games coming up in the season ahead. It's crunch time, 2.5 weeks to go. Let's check on some highlights from games earlier today. In the National League, you got 4 teams battling for one wild card spot. Diamondbacks are one of those, but at the Mets, Kodai Senga dealing.
And who would have ever thought at the beginning of the year, you're talking Scherzer, Verlander, Senga, that Senga would be the guy that is still there.
6 shutout innings. He struck out 10. Pete Alonso in the 5th.
Came in good numbers against Merrill Kelly, and he's going to go away with better numbers. They need Pete Alonso to continue this hot stretch at the end of the year.
B.J. Stewart brought him home, sliding in safely for a 5-0 advantage.
Got to go.
Pouring it on, and yeah, okay, a little late. And Kelly pitching to Jeff McNeil.
Remember, he won the batting title last year. Didn't have the season that he would have liked, but you take a look at that score, Chris. That is not what the Diamondbacks signed up for.
Yeah, not if you're a contender. What can the Reds do? Playing at Detroit, Kerry Carpenter will knock a run in for the Tigers.
I'll tell you right there, it's not just the base hit, but you look at the Reds starting pitching, that's going to be what possibly keeps them out of October.
Ben Lively serves it up to Badu, his 10th of the year.
Always got to be careful of the teams that don't really have pressure on them, Chris. It's not an easy task.
And young guys trying to prove something. Spencer Steer, his 21st home run of the year, but in the 8th inning, bases loaded, Matt Vierling off Buck Farmer. A grand slam.
94 down the middle. That's going to go a long way, and they continue to struggle. Are the Reds going to step up? I don't know. I just want to hear Chris say Buck Farmer real fast.
Same to you, buddy. All right, Marlins Brewers, Tyrone Taylor with a fly ball. This is going to hop over the wall to tie the game at 2. Remember, your Milwaukee team leading that division over the Cubs in the Central. And then here is Taylor is going to round third. There's a throw. There's a play at the plate here.
Oh, come on. Get in there, yep.
He calls him out.
Oh, hey. Oh, I like it. Counts as managing right there. Take a look at that. Oh, come on. You got to call him safe, Chris. Come on, give me a safe.
Yes, safe. Big run because the Brewers get the lead, 3-2, and then they add to it. Taylor with a double, and Milwaukee wins.
This is what they're going to need from the Brewers offense because they have to support a talented pitching staff. They're only 25th in baseball with a .238 batting average.
All right, so let's check the playoff bracket. Congrats to the Braves, another division title. This is the way it looks at the moment. Who's going to get that last wild card spot? They don't reseed. This is up to the moment with the results from earlier today, the way the postseason bracket would look. Meanwhile, back in the American League, the Orioles, the top team, best record, and plenty of optimism in Baltimore these days. 2023 has been a magical run for this team. They're in search of the franchise's first title since 1983. But a closer look at the O's season reveals why a World Series could be in the cards.
We've got a real good team, real good roster, and we've got some hopes of making the playoffs this year. I believe that our rebuild is behind us.
It's into right field. It's a home run. His first opening day swing. Adley Rutschman puts the Orioles on the board in the new season. This is Gunnar Henderson. It's at 462 feet. That is a Utah Street shocker. Henderson absolutely demolished. And the Orioles take what has eluded them for so long. A series win at the Trop. Hit well. Hit deep. Mullins. He got it. He can't be serious. He cannot have just done that. The play of a lifetime. That is out of here. Cedric Mullins robs a home run. Cedric Mullins hits a home run. We'll remember this one forever as the Cedric Mullins game.
This is not a feel-good story anymore. This is a legit team.
That's exciting in Baltimore. This is the way it looks at the moment. We have about 15 games left in the regular season, less than 2.5 weeks. That wild card situation will shake it up. But the Orioles and the Rays, they're big differences. They battle for either a division or a wild card. We'll see them both in the postseason. Remember, Baltimore was a 25-1 when the season started, 25-1 to win the division. That was the worst of any of the teams in the division, and they have the best record in the American League. So who's better built for the postseason? Mark, we'll start with you, the Rays or the Orioles?
I'll say the Orioles, and the reason why, 91 wins, that is credibility already. They have a mentality that's almost, why not us? And they're going to have to go with youth, with a little bit sprinkled experience on their roster, so people might not buy into that. I say Mount Batista is a really tough guy to lose because of his closing abilities, but I love these younger guys. They have the ability to be aggressive, and I like this roster.
Yeah, I think Baltimore is probably a year or two away, right? So right now, I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. The reason I like Tampa Bay, they've got the best whip, walks, hits per innings pitched in all of baseball. So the pitching will dominate in the postseason until you run into Atlanta. And then also they run. They steal bases. They're going to create havoc. I like Tampa.
Yeah, and if you think about it, too, Chris, Kevin Cash has that experience, even though it was in that COVID year. They understand their roster. It's plug and play, and they are dangerous. I just like the Orioles because why not them? I know they're young. They have an understanding of, let's just go out there and attack. And Brandon Hyde understands they can be aggressive. Let them express themselves.
And, Eric, this is big. Young Oriole team. They're on top. It's a 4-game series, last time head-to-head with the Rays. I mean, this could tilt things over the last week or so of the season, leave them shaking their head.
I think pitching dominates this series, and that's why I'm going to lean towards Tampa Bay. Look, Orioles just came off a tough series with St. Louis. They've got Houston on the other side. I think Tampa gets them.
Yeah, and you think of it, too, the Orioles need a split, and they're still in good position the way they are.
Yeah, and meanwhile, this will be the 5th straight trip to the playoffs for the Tampa Bay Rays, but they would like to get the division. When the year started, they looked like nobody could stop them. The Orioles caught them and passed them. It'll be Kyle Bradish on the mound for Baltimore. It's Aaron Civale going his 8th start for the Rays since coming over from Cleveland. And some you will see, the Red Sox and Yankees, Giancarlo Stanton getting loose at Fenway Park. Thanks for being a part of Fox Baseball. Enjoy the game. We'll be here throughout with updates.
Sorry, I'm just having an off day.
I'm having the best day. I slept so well on my new mattress. I went to Mattress Firm. Let me tell you, they have quality mattresses for any budget. Everything's so clear now. You're having an off day because you need a creative outlet. You ever tried watercolors?
I loved art as a child.
Go get them.
The right mattress matters.
We'll find yours.
Mattress Firm.
We love our house.
It's on a great block, tree-lined streets.
The neighbors are observant.
And we're back at the Sullivan house.
It's lawn day, Sheila, and the leaves are piling up.
Ugh, bit of an eyesore.
I'll say.
Dry shave. Interesting technique.
That's going to come back to haunt him. Some people clean while they cook, not these folks.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Saves us a ton. If only they'd bundled the leaves. You know, I wouldn't have pegged these two as yogis.
I still don't.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Your dog is the one you wanted. You want what's best for them. So ask your vet about new NexGard Plus. It's one-and-done monthly protection from fleas and ticks, plus heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms. All in a delicious beef-flavored soft chew. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. From the maker of #1 vet-recommended HeartGuard Plus, NexGard Plus, the one you want for one-and-done protection.
Your paint is really bad. What? I said best coffee I've ever had. Should have used Bear. Sorry, saying where? No, I said should have used Bear.
Today, let's paint. Right now, get America's most trusted paint brand at a new low price. Bear, only at the Home Depot.
A perfect September night in Baltimore. It is a meaningful September night at Camden Yards. They've waited a long time for these kinds of days, and the top two teams in the American League face off in the first of a 4-game series. Randy's Rays and the upstart Orioles, separated by just 2 games in the American League East with 2.5 weeks remaining. We welcome you inside. Joe Davis with the Hall of Famer John Smoltz, and what a series we've got lined up for you. Now, this is nothing new for Tampa Bay as they try to win their 3rd division title over the last 4 seasons, but Baltimore is just 2 years removed from losing 110 games. They're trying to win their 1st division title since 2014, and this is a massive 4-game series lined up.
It really is. 2 of the best teams, and this is what you leave spring training hoping to have that shot for the #1 seed. One of these teams are going to be happy before the year's over. They're both going to be in the dance. They're not mathematically there yet, but they're going to be there. And when Baltimore took 3 out of 4 in Tampa, that team grew in confidence. Tampa's had a magical year, a lot of injuries, but this is what you play for. 4 games to really put a stronghold on a division and a #1 seed.
You get a big series. You hope that you have a nice pitching matchup lined up to get it going, and we sure do. 2 of the top 5 pitchers in the American League in ERA going head-to-head, Civale and Bradish.
Big pickup for the Rays and Civale. They've had some injuries in their rotation. Both pitchers doing extremely well and doing it different ways. They don't have eye-popping stuff, but they pitch to their strengths, and that's why they're one of the top 5 in the ERA, and that's why they're so important to each club as they move towards this playoff run and hopefully a deep one.
As this series gets started, we go down to the field with Ken Rosenthal for more.
Joe, every year people ask, how do the Rays do it? This year, the question seems especially relevant. The Rays are without 3 members of their original rotation, Shane McClanahan, Drew Rasmussen, and Jeffrey Springs. They're also without Wander Franco, who remains on administrative leave, and yet here they are about to begin a series in which they can take over the AL East lead. The team they are chasing, the Orioles, Joe, you said it, they're looking for their 1st division title since 2014. Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson, 2 of the top young players in the game. Grayson Rodriguez, one of the top young pitchers. And for the Orioles, this should only be the start. Their farm system remains loaded, and while anything can happen in this crazy sport, they should be well positioned for years to come. Joe?
Yeah, no question about it, Kenny, as the Orioles with this 2-game lead in the division, looking for their 1st title since 2014. And you know, at the start of the season, the Rays raced out to that record start. They were 13-0 to begin the season. They led the division for the first 99 days by as many as 6.5 at the end of June. But then they went into a bit of a slide that closed the gap into the end of July, and the Orioles took over first place and been there since. With a win tonight, though, the Rays could get as close as they've been since late July. Top 2 records in the American League this year. These 2 teams have really separated themselves as the class of the AL. Best all year, best however you want to break it down. And it's funny, you know, the Rays recovered from that 5-15 run, and they've been one of the best teams in baseball. It's just the Orioles have not let up.
They really haven't. They've gone nowhere. This time of year, usually it's football talk in Baltimore. Not anymore. The Orioles are starting to steal the headlines.
Let's see the lineup that Kevin Cash will send out there for the first game. Yandy Diaz having a monster season, leads things off. And then it's Brandon Lau. Randy Arozarena bats third. And the bigger the game, the better the chance there is that Randy's going to do something special. Isaac Paredes has had a breakout season as well, hitting 29 home runs. Josh Lowe bats fifth, starts in right field. Then it's Harold Ramirez DHing. Taylor Walls starts at short. Luke Raley's in center. And Christian Bethencourt does the catching out of the 9th spot. On the mound for the Orioles is 27-year-old Kyle Bradish, who's in his second season. Friday at Fenway Park, 9 strikeouts, no walks. That is the 7th consecutive Bradish start the Orioles have won. He and they getting more and more confident as this year goes on.
Yeah, it's crucial that he continues this trend as they are taking on the Rays, and he gets a lot of ground balls. He does a nice job with his secondary stuff, and he's aggressive in the strike zone. So for this young man, he knows this important series in game 1. They win game 1, they're at least guaranteed to be in first place before this 4-game season ends, or 4-game series ends.
Not just a battle for the division and the top seed, John, but maybe even a bigger deal is to avoid what happens if you don't come out on the right end of this. You are the 4 seed, and you've got to play in the wild card round.
Yeah, you know, this reminds me of the Dodgers and Giants battle a few years back where that same thing played out. And for the Orioles, it's crucial that they get the number 1 or number 2 seed because they need that bye based on the way their rotation is set up. And obviously their offense is very, very stingy. But that's what they're trying to accomplish so far in this season.
And for the Rays, close to a must-win series, trying to win the East for the 3rd time in 4 years. Yandy Diaz climbs in. Kyle Bradish comes home with the first pitch, and off we go with strike 1. Yandy Diaz hitting .324, 2nd in the American League, and he has grown into one of the most well-rounded hitters in the league. Here's an 0-1, and that's lifted into right field. Here comes Hicks. Aaron Hicks is there for the first down. Part of this defense for Baltimore. In the outfield, it's Hayes, Mullins, and Hicks. Really got to have like 2 center fielders with the dimensions here at Camden Yards, and both those guys can track it down in Hayes and Mullins. Westberg and Henderson, couple rookies on the left side of the infield. Veteran Frazier at second. Ryan O'Hearn is at first, and Rushman does the catching. Vic Carapaz is the crew chief, and Nick Marley calls balls and strikes tonight. And we could not have asked for a better night of weather here. 79 degrees. Light blue skies above. Here's Brandon Lau, and there is strike 1 for Bradish. Lau's so streaky. He's the kind of guy that when he gets going, he can carry the Rays, and they feel like they're seeing positive signs of him taking off lately. On an 0-1 pitch, leaves it up.
Well, he does a good job of putting the ball in play, but you mentioned it. You can't find a streakier hitter. And they're hoping that the timing of his streak trending in the right way will help them in this series and beyond as they go into the postseason.
Bradish fires, and a breaking ball's fouled off. 1-2. Bradish out of Peoria, Arizona. Never really a top prospect. He was drafted by the Angels and traded over to the Orioles in the Dylan Bundy deal in 2020. Not only was he not a top prospect, but a lot of people thought if he made it to the majors, it'd be as a reliever. They made it up last year. He got knocked around, went down to AAA, made some mechanical changes, added a sinker, and has been a different pitcher since coming back late last year. That's outside, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, virtually unhittable on his non-fastball pitches. I mean, you're talking about a lineup and a division that he has to face that is loaded with hitters, so you know his numbers speak for themselves.
His 2-2 pitch. He's popped back and out of play. He's faced the Rays a couple times this season. 1 win, 1 loss. And last season, an outing against the Rays was really the last straw before they put him on the IL. Sent him to AAA for that reset. A career-defining reset, it looks like at this point. He gets a chase, and he gets his first strikeout of the night. 2 gone.
Well, this is a really good breaking ball top to bottom. He sets everybody up with his fastball at the top of the zone and cutter, and he's able to throw this breaking ball that comes out of his hands for a strike and then bounces behind the plate. Perfectly executed. And you talk about execution. This team went on a West Coast trip and did a great job. Lost the first, lost the last, 7-2. They did have 2 last games against the Cardinals that they struggled, and their offense was basically non-existent the last 2 games here at home.
So the 2-game lead coming in as Randy Arozarena hacks it foul. It was Arozarena's 448-foot home run that helped them win a series in Minnesota yesterday. October must be getting close because Randy's starting to do big things again.
Lightning quick bat. Always finds himself in big moments.
Whether it was the postseason in 2020 where he made himself famous, only a handful of games into his major league career, one of the greatest postseasons we've ever seen. WBC this spring, his first All-Star game this summer. The bigger the moment, the better he is. He swings and misses, and it's 1-2.
I'd say he was fooled.
Nothing subtle about Randy. Kyle Bradish looking for 1-2-3 first inning. Is 1-2 to Randy Arozarena. He is spiked in there. Arozarena has homered against Bradish twice. Although that is not something that this version of Bradish typically deals with. One of the lowest home run rates in baseball. On 2-2, Arozarena strikes out in a 1-2-3 first inning for Kyle Bradish.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the 3rd health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
This is the all-electric Polestar 2. Now, with faster charging and an improved range of up to 320 miles. Enhanced performance with rear or all-wheel drive. And luxury design as standard. The all-electric Polestar 2. Visit Polestar.com to test drive and order.
Narrow is no good. That's why I wear new wide-fit, hands-free Skechers slip-ins. You just step in and go with no bending down. They even go on easy sitting because wider is better. Even I could have made that. Try new wide-fit Skechers slip-ins.
Time to spare? Maybe someday. Tonight, Panera. Solving crunch time and dinner with one easy swipe. That's big. Panera. $0 delivery fee for a limited time.
Back in Baltimore, Orioles coming to bat for the first time tonight. The top run-scoring lineup they've had in 20 years. And they've got the catcher, Adley Rutschman, leading off. And then the fantastic rookie, Gunnar Henderson. Anthony Santander bats 3rd in DHs. Ryan O'Hearn is at 1st. The All-Star Hayes in left. Then Cedric Mullins in center. Hicks, Westberg, and Frazier to finish things up. On the mound for the Rays tonight, Aaron Civale, who they got at the deadline from Cleveland.
Yeah, Civale is going to throw you a lot of fastballs and cutters, and he's going to try to elevate the ball at the top of the strike zone, and he'll pound a lot of strikes early on and try to get this really stingy lineup for Baltimore off the bases and on the ground.
Nobody better than the guy that leads off. It is the unconventional catcher hitting leadoff, but Adley Rutschman, unconventional in how good he is. Already one of the top catchers in baseball, so a little more than a year into his big league career. Yep, no balls and 2 strikes. It was Rutschman's arrival last May that signaled the Orioles' return to relevance. You've been hearing about him coming. You've been hearing about all their top prospects for a couple years. He arrived, and they've got the fourth best record in baseball since. On this 0-2. Strike three. Civale to the corner to open the game with a K.
You don't see that very often where you throw 3 straight pitches to this lineup and you get a strikeout, but he painted. And you're going to see a lot of that with 2 strikes. Not overpowering, doesn't throw high velocity, but see that cutter and that late break. He's going to try to pitch to the top of that line and then really going to expose the bottom line on his breaking balls, on the slider and the curveball.
His first one to Gunnar Henderson. Here's a curve for a strike. He's rare in that he can do both, right? A lot of guys feel good at the top or at the bottom, but rarely both.
Right, and I think what this day and age where you think, okay, maybe he gives up a lot of home runs, he doesn't do that either. So he's really pitching to the strengths that he has. And I think it's interesting in talking to Kevin Cash, you know, some teams are teaching their pitchers to attack the hitter's weakness, but it might not be their strength. He wants his pitchers to pitch to their strengths and not necessarily attack the hitter's weakness. I think that's key.
Philosophy for the whole pitching staff, and whatever philosophy the Rays use, there's got to be something to it, because perennially these guys contend, perennially they pitch, even with all the injuries they've dealt with. 3 guys that should be in the starting rotation have undergone Tommy John surgery. They've still got a pretty formidable top 3 or 4 that they can run out there. Civale to Henderson with a 1-2 pitch. Struck him out with a big breaking ball.
And there's that breaking ball below the zone, and that's where he's going to get those swings and misses along with fastballs up. It starts in the middle of the strike zone, and that knuckle curveball just bites down and gets him fishing. So a great start for both pitchers, actually really setting the tempo out of the gate.
Anthony Santander with the bases empty and 2 out. First one from Civale. Cut on and miss. First pitch cutter up. These are the kinds of games you lived for.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of the postseason, chance to set the tone in a 4-gamer.
You don't get many of these regular season games that you can, you know, prop up to be that important.
Oh, there, 0-2.
We got a hitter beware night right now for pitchers that are being made and strikes that are being called. If that's called a strike for Civale, he's got a chance to flirt with a no-hitter. I can tell you that right now.
Trying to strike out the side in the first. He went right back to that spot. Why not? Didn't get the call this time. This is coming after he needed 36 pitches to get to the first inning in his last start against Seattle. Cruising so far here. 1-2.
Yeah, these games don't come along very often, and you realize by having only 4 games left, it could be a big pivotal moment for the Rays to make a move towards that #1 seed, or for the Orioles to kind of put a distance that gives them some breathing room, because these are so important for seeding, and the advantage is night and day. Yes, both of these teams are going to get home games to start wherever they're at, but you'd rather have that week off before your home games.
Another 1-2 from Civale. It's drilled down the line, and it's fair, no doubt, but he hooked it foul. Absolutely pummeled it. Wow. A little bit foul, and it stays scoreless.
I mean, there's the high fastball, but he was ready for it. He got on top of it. And this hits the building, I think, right? Or bounces and hits the building.
That's insane. Another 1-2 comes home. Santander takes strike 3 as it comes back to the inside corner. Off and rolling on baseball night in America. Both pitchers impressive after 1.
Can't sleep.
Just a lot on my mind.
I can't sleep either.
It only gets tougher with age.
Mom, what?
Well, knowing Progressive can protect your home, auto, and business should help you relax.
Good, because I could use a good night's sleep.
Me too. You know how early a chimney sweep gets up every day?
Wait, is this all a dream?
Why would Jamie be in my dream?
I am America's biggest spokesperson.
Debatable.
I said biggest.
Well, he's got you there.
Yeah.
Bringing in a new roommate to save money, is that the plan?
Well, we gotta find some way to save, so say hi to Glenn from work. Hey, that's my mom.
I think I have a much better plan. We switched to my plan from Verizon. We get exactly what we want and save big. All on the network we can count on.
It's a good plan.
It is a good plan. Glenn, looks like we're not gonna be needing you, so I'll see you at work.
Oh, later, Glenn.
This week, new and current customers get a free Samsung Galaxy S23 plus Galaxy Watch and Tab. All three, all on us. That's a savings of over $1,800. Offer ends soon. It's your Verizon.
We don't know any first responders who only give 90%. Or farmers, the workers who build our towns, roads, infrastructure. They don't stop at halfway. And good luck finding a small business owner who's happy with an 80% effort. That's why they use Ford trucks. Ford F-Series, 100% assembled in America. Because we're all in on America.
Subway is now slicing their deli meats fresh. That's why they're preferred by this pro who won the Super Bowl twice.
I'm this pro with a perfect slice.
And if we prefer it, we know America will too.
What about the Spaniards?
I guess Spain.
People, it's Reese's season.
Boo.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect the stuff you love with renter's insurance. Sun setting here in Baltimore. No score after an inning. Joe Davis, John Smoltz, Ken Rosenthal. Isaac Paredes to lead off for the Rays. Strike one from Bradish. 1, 2, 3 in that first inning. Struck out 2. 5 of the first 6 hitters in this game have gone down on strikes. Paredes, who leads the team in home runs, leads the team in RBIs, is part of a lineup full of guys having career years for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they seem to find him and put him in that position. He's hit 25 of those home runs against right-handed pitchers, so you know he's got the power. And this new left field wall, by the way, is going to be such a welcome to this Baltimore pitching staff.
1 and 2.
I mean, 384 feet. That is awesome if you're a pitcher. Not so much if you're a hitter. But this was one of the greatest home run hitting ballparks. And they had to do something. And honestly, I think they did the right thing if they were going to try to win.
Up the middle, perfectly positioned is Frazier. The first out of the second. If anything, maybe overcorrected. I know I'm saying that to a pitcher, but it is way out there to the point where Austin Hayes in left field talks about feeling like he's in center, where he has to turn around and sprint on balls hit over his head.
You know, but I kind of like it. I'll tell you why. I mean, annexed in is going to be Fenway forever, right? That's got the gigantic wall, but short in distance. And it's still a fair ballpark for most part from left-handed hitters. And now pitchers have a place they can go to. They can make their pitches away to left-handers, jam right-handers if they want. And the Orioles have a defensive flexibility that can handle all that left field and center field. As you said, 2 center fielders you need to play those positions.
Josh Lowe takes side, 2 balls and no strikes. You know, pitching just forever has been a problem here, trying to develop guys, trying to get guys to come here because they knew what they were walking into. I mean, you don't hear about it like you do Coors Field, but it's a similar effect where guys come here and they don't get out alive.
They don't. And
grounded to second. Another easy one for Frazier. Kenny, you know a little something about this city and this ballpark. You've got more.
More on the wall, Joe, because it's a fascinating piece of, I wouldn't call it art, but it's a piece. And Austin Hayes, the left fielder, he says he can't play too deep here because it will allow too many singles to fall. And keep in mind, too, there are also fewer opportunities to throw out runners because the throws are longer. So if you get too aggressive throwing to a base, the runner might only be safe, and you might have the trail runner advance as well.
Harold Ramirez, a 300 hitter, has the first hit of the game into center field. He thought about trying to turn it into two as Mullins overran it.
And he's a 300 hitter with 2 outs, so he was in his sweet zone.
That's it.
Went after the first pitch and got aggressive after the little bobble, but
you know, one of the great things about this game is that every park is a little bit different, and the ballparks become part of the story. Well, one way to look at these adjustments here is this is now a big part of the story. Right? It's a whole other layer to the season for the Orioles. And as they move forward to the postseason, the people are going to be talking about. It's a ball on Taylor Walls. 2 years ago, they had a home ERA of 6. Last 2 years since they moved the fence back, it's below 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's significant. Look, I've always said, and we can disagree on philosophically, not you and I, but baseball people, I never understood why certain parks were built with the mindset of how do you get pitchers in the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, in some of the ballparks where it just doesn't bode well to try to encourage elite pitchers to come over in what is notoriously a hitter's ballpark, and we're talking real hitter's ballpark.
That ball's hitting the air to right center field, carrying pretty well. Mullins on the move, diving catch. Cedric Mullins, what a play!
Wow, wow. Are you kidding me?
Oh, he's electric.
Oh my.
Covered a mile. What a start to this one.
People are excited about what AI will do for them. We're excited about what AI will do for business. Introducing Watson X, a platform designed to multiply output by training AI with your data. When you Watson X your business, you can build AI to help coders code faster, customer service respond quicker, and employees handle repetitive tasks in less time. Let's create AI that transforms business with Watson X. IBM, let's create.
Jersey Mike's slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny? Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
What you done to me? I swear to you, it's gonna come back like a boomerang.
Ben, take a seat.
So, what you did earlier, right? Huge mistake. Not signing up for Hilton Honors Points?
You're a business traveler now. Time to start acting like it.
When you want to earn points like it's your job, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
Febreze.
Still living with odors? Get back in there and freshen instantly with Febreze Air Mist. Febrez's fine mist floats longer in the air to fight even your toughest odors. So long, stinky smells, and hello, amazing freshness. Febreze Air Mist.
Back here in Baltimore, Orioles center fielder Cedric Mullins just made a spectacular catch. Cedric, how would you rate that one?
That was a big moment. You know, ball in the gap, hung in the air long enough for me to get a good jump, good break on it, make it dive and play. It's huge.
Cedric, thanks a lot. Back to you, Joe.
He's pretty understated about it. That was incredible. Ryan O'Hearn jumps on the first pitch, pulls it foul. He covered 88 feet in under 5 seconds.
Well, we both were watching it live, and I think both would agree. There's no chance he was going to catch it when we were watching it live. We got a perfect view of center field right in front of us, and that's just an unbelievable play for a team that knows how to play defense. Look, this team is really, really good in that facet. And their manager talks about how their infield defense, outfield defense, they're doing all the things you have to do to be an elite and best record in the American League.
That's a really good sign for the Orioles, the way Mullins moved on that ball, because he's been bothered by a groin injury all year. And, you know, even though he's looked better lately, Brandon Hyde said he's still not quite there. I wonder if that's going to change his mind.
Yeah, you hope so, because in typical fashion, they would want him to lead off, right? They put the speed on the bases, and he's not, his timing on his hitting's not quite there. He's an electric player.
Fly down the left field line, peeling foul.
When you watch this, watch the last second and a half. Okay, he's tracking, no chance, and then total layout.
There's a 1-2 from Aaron Civale. That's upstairs 2-2.
Civale in the first had 3 strikeouts on 3 different pitches, so he's got everything working to make his manager feel good about making the adjustment in the first inning to not get behind the pitch counts. They're going to approach this game, every single game, like a do-or-die playoff game.
2-2. O'Hearn hits one in the air, way back there. Forget about it. Orioles strike first. O'Hearn's 13th, and it's 1-0 Baltimore.
I mean, there's so many good stories on this team, and that starts with their manager, but O'Hearn's one of those good stories, and where his career has taken a turn in his trajectory.
He got dumped by the lowly Kansas City Royals, and now he's hitting cleanup for the first place Orioles. Austin Hayes. Well, he was a .215 hitter over 5 seasons in Kansas City. Comes to Baltimore. He's back and forth between AAA and the majors over the first month. Some injuries opened the door for him to play a little bit more, and he has been a different guy in his first season here. Austin Hayes having a career year of his own.
Can I just say before we forget, it is so rewarding to have a manager go through what Brandon Hyde had to go through to get to this point and be rewarded by staying.
So good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see that a lot. You see the manager kind of wear it, and then when they start to be good, they bring in somebody else. And
breaking ball gets Hayes.
And it's safe to say he's going to win the Manager of the Year in the American League.
Yeah. Well, he's got to like what he's seen all year, and certainly on this swing from Ryan O'Hearn.
Well, you know the scouting report, that ball's got to be up a little bit more, but you try to get on top of a high cutter. That's how you do it. You get the bat head out, and right field's where you want to go now in this ballpark.
Good hand for Cedric Mullins after his diving catch. Swings and misses here. When he's healthy, John, he is as electric and toolsy of a player as there is.
It really is incredible, and it talks about the sport of baseball. You don't have to be 6'6" like Aaron Judge. If you've got the right swing and the right skill set, you can play this game and wow a lot of people.
Cedric Mullins has. Over his half-decade in the major leagues, turning point for him was when he ditched switch hitting 2 years ago. Had a 30-30 year, 30 homers, 30 stolen bases, got MVP votes. And an 0-2 from Civale. Mullins watches it miss low. Bit of a step back last year for Mullins, and this year just dogged by that groin injury. Missed most of June, came back for a few games, missed another month. Hoping that he's right for when it matters most here. Fouls this one off. Ken Rosenthal has the home run hitter, Ryan O'Hearn.
Ryan, Aaron Civale struck out the side in the first inning. You saw every pitch he has. What was your approach in that at bat?
Like, there was a lot of cutters.
Just trying to stay inside the cutter, hit it up the middle, and once I saw all his pitches, I felt pretty comfortable with what I was seeing, and then he threw that one in a good spot and put a good swing on it.
Ryan, thanks a lot. Joe, back to you.
Kenny, 2 gone in the second. Funny how that works sometimes. Just trying to go up the middle, and it ends up in the seats.
Only the second cutter that he's given up a home run on, so that's executing the pitch that's been really good for Civale on the year. And you're trying to get that cutter up and trying to get it above the barrel of the bat, which he does very well. He just missed on that one.
Base is empty, 2 out. Aaron Hicks is hitting .419 in September, and this resurrection has continued when he's been healthy. Came over after the Yankees got rid of him in May. He's been hurt for a good chunk of the summer, but when they've had him, he's looked like early career Aaron Hicks.
Yeah, and it couldn't be any better for the Baltimore Orioles because of some of the things they've been dealing with. So good for Aaron Hicks. He's battled a lot and been through a lot.
On this 1-1, Hicks leaves it high, ball 2.
I asked him about this team in the clubhouse today, and he said, you know, this is an amazing group. It's a young group, but it's an amazing group in how they've rallied together to get to this point.
I mean, he's got to be loving life. You're not supposed to be able to go from the bench of the last place team to a key player on the first place team. You're in his 11th year in the major leagues. The roller coaster ride has continued, and he's loving it right now. He's worked it full. And this is kind of what he's done consistently. These deep at-bats, doesn't always end perfectly. But Brandon Hyde raved about the quality of his at-bats. (3-2). Hicks tries to lay off, but he went around. Aaron Civale's got 5 Ks through 2. But the Orioles have the 2 big highlight plays. Cedric Mullins finishing the top of the second with a Superman catch. Ryan O'Hearn starting the bottom of the second with a home run. And after 2, 1-0 O's.
I'm Brooks Garner. I've got your forecast. Join me tonight for Fox 35 News at 10.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next.
If you don't pick one,
Am I keeping you from your job? Next. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you?
Your electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
When it comes to my flooring needs, Floor & Decor is my go-to to get it all. That's because they've got my back, with the benefits and services I actually want and financing options to help take my business to the next level. Floor & Decor just gets it, and with a partner like that, I get more done. Discover Floor & Decor today.
The new 2023 GMC Sierra AT4X is equipped to conquer the great outdoors. Or the great indoors. Welcome to the peak of premium off-roading. Or get 0.9% APR and no monthly payments until 2024. Plus, get over 3,200 total trade assistance on 2023 Sierra Denali 5.3-liter V8 light-duty models.
The latest iPhone every year? The latest iPhone every year. The latest iPhone every year!
Talk to me, I'll speak to you. Can you listen to the sound?
Call Jill.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Santa Fe with America's best warranty.
Get 2.99% APR plus $1,500 bonus cash or up to $3,000 total savings on the 2023 Santa Fe. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Top 3 back at Camden Yards. Luke Raley leads off this inning and takes ball 1 from Kyle Bradish. Luke Raley out of the middle of nowhere to hit 18 home runs for the Rays this year. Debuted with the Dodgers in 2021. He got traded to Tampa Bay before last year. Played in a handful of games for him. Kind of nondescript, 22 games of work. All the while, though, he was working on simplifying his swing. Got rid of a big leg kick. Got rid of a bunch of movement with his hands and just waited for that next opportunity. He's got that opportunity this year, and he's put it to shockingly good use.
He sure has. Let's see if he elevates his fastball right here. That's the one thing Luke Raley's high swing and miss on high fastballs above the zone. He's seen breaking balls. To see if they try to climb the ladder here.
With the 1-2. Comes in on him, fights it off, short hop, and a tough play that won't be made by Jordan Westburg. Raley's on to open the third.
It almost has to be a base hit right there, doesn't it? That was a tough play, tough spin. He gets jammed, and this is going to have a lot of spin on it. So what he anticipates going to be a short hop, the ball actually takes a turn right there. See, that would have been in his glove, but it just skipped and almost went the opposite way. And yeah, that's got to be a base hit.
Second hit of the game for the Rays brings up the 9-hitter, catcher Christian Bethancourt. 30-year-old out of Panama swings and misses. No one. That zone staying big. How's that arm feeling, John? You feel like you might be able to come out of retirement tonight?
There's no doubt that it would be nice to pitch. Beautiful weather, bigger ballpark, a little bit of room on both sides of the strike zone.
And even a catcher in Bethancourt shot a look back at Marley like, for real? And so he's got to swing at that and barely stays alive.
Tell you what, Bradish and his counterpart are making quality pitches that put a lot of stress on the hitters. Once the umpires have called those strikes, you know the hitters can't take a chance with 2 strikes. So we're going to see a high strikeout total tonight, guaranteed. We've already had a ton, and we're going to get a few more if the pitchers keep doing this.
Another 0-2. Swatted to right field. Hicks is there for the first out. Yandy Diaz to the plate. Time for Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. And Diaz has always been a relatively high on base, high average guy. This season he's second in both those categories, but he's added power this year. Previous career high in home runs, believe it or not, for the big gun Yandy Diaz was 14. He's already hit 20 this year and has turned into such a well-rounded hitter.
Yeah, good breaking ball home run hitter too, and you don't see many of them down in the zone.
Yep. Really at first, one gone, 0-1 pitch. Pinpoint. Strike 2.
Just pouring in there and getting after it. Taking away the strength that Diaz, good on fastballs over 300, good on fastballs away. Obviously he's having a tremendous year, and he just attacked him the first 2 pitches.
Spikes curve.
I mean, you go over the scouting report on this guy and you can't find too many weaknesses. You're trying to figure out, well, what do I got to do? I mean, there's a small up and in spot that you can go and a down and in spot, but other than that, he lights up that 9-box strike zone vertically and horizontally.
On this 1-2 pitch, leaves a fastball high. Count evens 2-2. Intimidating presence just when you look at him walking out of the batter's box, and then intimidating when you take a look at the scouting report too and you see what you're talking about. Where do you go? The 32-year-old out of Cuba waits on this 2-2 and bangs it up the middle for a base hit into center. Yandy Diaz, who is above 500 over his last 5 games, is 1 for 2 tonight.
Well, that is just a strong hitter, patient and trusting his hands. With 2 strikes after seeing 2 perfect pitches, he got 1 that was in the strike zone. I talked about a breaking ball hitter, and he just laces it right up the middle. Didn't try to do too much, And now there's runners in scoring position for Mr. Lowe.
Struck out his first time. Civale at second, Diaz at first. First pitch from Bradish, fouled off. Lau, former Terp, University of Maryland, Virginia native. Back in his home region here. 29 years old in his 6th year in the big leagues.
Now he will struggle with low breaking balls. That's the one area that they can expose his swing.
Go up with a fastball, 1-1. Bradish has those 5 pitches you're talking about. None of them necessarily overpowering. Not a single one of them overwhelming in characteristics. But man, you put them all together, his growing confidence turned into quite a pitcher. That's a base hit into right center field. Really had to wait for it to get through. He charges home. Hicks' throw is not in time. Rays have tied the game at 1 on a base hit from Brandon Lau.
I'll tell you what, that was an aggressive send because he did not get to third base anticipating he was going to go when I was watching it live. But he made the turn quick, and Hicks, known for a pretty good arm, was in a position where just a little too late. Watch this hold at second, and then I think even Hicks thought, okay, no chance, and he had a little hesitation, and that's all it takes for that run. He gets the ball, just a little hesitation right there, and that's the difference. That is literally the difference of a potential throwing out at home, but a great turn at third once he was given the sign to go ahead and go.
2 on for Rosarena. Watches one spin outside. So the Rays have tied it up on a base hit from Brandon Lau. Now Rosarena, who struck out his first time. Diaz at second, Lau at first. 1-0 pitch. Strike 1. The Cuban Rocket, they call him.
Outside.
Fled Cuba as a teenager. Played for a while in Mexico while he waited for a pro team to sign him. St. Louis originally did. And Randy made it to the big leagues with the Cardinals. Handful of games in 2019. Got traded to Tampa Bay before 2020. And he's one of a handful of players Cardinals are regretting letting get away in recent years. On this 2-1 pitch, smashes a line drive into right. Into the corner it goes, and Rosarena's given Tampa Bay the lead. Diaz in to score. Here comes Lau. Toss will go to third. Rosarena's in there. 2-run triple, and it's 3-1 Rays.
Well, we said he's always in the middle of something. This is just pretty darn good hitting. That ball is riding back, trying to jam him, but it gets out over the plate and he goes the other way. And he has tremendous speed, of course. Once this ball gets in the corner, you're going to get the 2 runs. It's a whether or not Rosarena is going to get to third. And when the throw comes in, they didn't quite really see which base to go to right away. And by then it was too late. Here's where he kicks it in right here.
Lost the dead weight. Get rid of the helmet, as he said at the first.
Yep. Well, that's a big comeback. Bradish had only given up a 164 combined average on curveballs and sliders, and 3 of those hits leading into that a hit were all off the breaking ball. So they've made the adjustment, have the Rays, and a big 3-run spot.
That's something that collectively this lineup does really well. One of the best breaking ball hitting teams in the league. After they had just 1 base runner through 2 innings, they've got 4 hits here in the third and lead 3-1. Infield comes in. Paredes comes up, takes a strike.
The reason this series is so important, we keep talking about, is because the way these pitching staffs are set up, the injuries for the Rays and the lack of depth for the Orioles based on innings and innings limits.
Pop up. It's as good as a strikeout for Bradish. Rushman's got it.
Yeah, that was a huge, huge out. You never know how those are going to translate. The infield comes in, the 3 runs have been scored. Those are the difference makers in the postseason. When you've got runners on third and second with less than 2 outs, you've got to be able to get them in. And that's a good job by the pitcher to, at this point, hold him at third base.
Josh Lowe. Fouls off the first pitch. Former first-round pick having a breakout season of his own. Got his first chance last year, struggled, hit just .221, going back and forth between the big leagues and AAA. This year, though, he's been excellent. He's been really good in these situations with runners in scoring position. On an 0-1, knifes one down the line, but foul.
Has a pretty high chase rate with 2 strikes. Trying to cut that down as time goes on to close that window for pitchers.
Bradish to Lowe with a 1-2. It's Lowe, 2-2. Just over 10 pitches per inning over the first 2. This is going to be the 27th in this third. It's 2-2 to Josh Lowe. Bottom fell out. Stranded man in third, but the Rays get 3. Tied the game with a base hit from Lau. Got the lead on a triple from Arozarena.
We're the packing and shipping store, the 2-sided color printing store. We're everything your small business needs to make it everything it should be. The one-stop, secret weapon to make a lot of noise and be unstoppable store, the UPS store.
Today, I'm doing the Degree Gray T-shirt challenge. Let's put Degree Advanced and Spice to the test and see if I get any sweat marks. Yeah.
With non-stop sweat protection, you're not done yet. The result? Only one winner here.
No sweat marks.
Degree Advanced keeps working when others stop.
It's hard to put it into words. When I tried, life felt absurd. You left the roots of my soul. I tell myself not to lose control. I'll take it slow, but it's hard to do when you're a lion like me on a line like you. You got the hands.
Walmart Plus members save on delivery, gas, plus so much more. Join today.
Here's a Yuletide wish come true. Walt Disney World holidays, and Santa too, with sights and lights and decor galore and holiday memories. But wait, there's more. Right now, get up to $1,000 on a Disney Dining promo card when you buy a 5-night, 4-day non-discounted room and ticket package at select Disney Resort hotels. Come stay in the magic and get on your ears, because holiday traditions begin right here.
Suit up at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more with your favorite team at MLBshop.com. Go get your Randy gear. Jordan Westberg leads off the bottom of the third for Baltimore and takes ball one from Civale. They have Randy Land Fridays at the Trop, where folks come and pack those left field bleachers, and Randy just puts on a show for them. Not that he doesn't the other nights of the week, but it's special Randy night on Fridays. Hard not to smile when you're watching Randy Arozarena out there do his thing.
Yeah, he definitely does his thing, and it's awfully interesting to see how what other things he does too, right?
Westberg cracks his bat and a bounce to third. Good play there by Paredes to get in front of it and throw him out. They say though that, you know, all the stuff on top of the stuff, but he's a great teammate.
Yeah,
and
love him.
When you're that, you can do more than
yeah, you get a little more rope, right, to make some hiccups here or there, but he finds the electric moments, and he's usually right in the middle of it, one way or another. We saw him shagging in the World Baseball Classic with cowboy boots.
Adam Frazier takes a strike. And then in the actual games, of course, when everybody's watching, make his biggest plays. They say during Randy Land Fridays, you know, he always takes the balls out there and he throws them to the kids every inning. Kevin Cash, and this was embellishing a little bit, but he said, I bet he's thrown away $50,000 worth of baseballs in his time in Tampa.
Yeah, you can see that.
Every other inning, there's a delay because he tries to thread one to a kid in the first row and off his hands down onto the track. All worth it. 0-2 from Aaron Civale to Adam Frazier is very high.
Can you imagine Civale, and I think I have this right, that they were within a game of playoffs and he gets traded. And now he's in a position, obviously, that is way better, but the shock that must have happened has got to be off the charts.
Two, full count. Third round pick of Cleveland, 2016. Debuted with them in 2019. Here's his payoff pitch. Got him with a curve. Kenny, you've got more on Civale.
John, you had it right. Civale was very shocked by the trade. He had just arrived in the visiting clubhouse in Houston. Pitching coach Carl Willis called him into Terry Francona's office. President of Baseball Operations Chris Antonetti got on speakerphone to give Civale the news. The one positive he said was that the Guardians gave him a chance to say his goodbyes. He said, everyone there means a lot to me and always will.
Can you imagine that 4 years into, and I know it happened for you real early on, but having established yourself in the big leagues and only place you've ever known, and then that happens?
Yeah, I mean, it would shock you because you don't anticipate some of these things you hear in rumors, could anticipate. I know this, between the division in the Central and the division in the East. Now, granted, he hasn't pitched that much in the East yet. He's dominated divisional opponents.
Bradley Rushman. 1-1. They made that trade before they lost Shane McClanahan. So they're even happier that they made the deal, because they still have a pretty decent top three when you're looking at Glasnow and Eflin, Civale.
But it was hands down they were going to be the best team in American League.
Yep.
Like it's just, you give the Orioles, I mean, the Orioles get all the credit in the world of being in this position, but that's a tough rotation to kind of get out.
Drew Rasmussen was off to a great start. Jeffrey Springs was untouchable his first few starts. I mean, all those guys, Tommy John. Yeah,
McClanahan was definitely going to be right there in the Cy Young where he was going.
For sure. Civale looking for a 1-2-3 third. His 2-2 is fouled off.
That's just only the Rays can. I mean, I marvel at how they do it. That's just a numbers that doesn't seem sustainable. But yet, look at where they've been in those years.
Another 2-2. Soft bouncing ball, just foul.
That's got to turn around. It's just not, you just can't keep having that many pitchers to get through a season.
And yet, they found a way. This is going to be the 5th consecutive trip to the postseason. Trying to win the division for the 3rd time in 4 years. Kevin Cash, what a marvelous job he's done. Another 2-2 from Civale. Rushman waits on it, bangs it to second, and it's snared by Lau. After 3 innings in Baltimore, Rays in front.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily Jardiance at each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
Jardiance works 24/7 in your body to flush out some sugar. And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too. Jardiance may cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to a sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction, and don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with the big story to tell.
Signor Mayor, with this tower, I will make Pisa world famous. And you?
Yeah, you can see towers like this in Rome, in Venice, in Florence.
But this one's round.
No, I don't know. Maybe a Red Bull will help you see it from a different slant.
Yes, I got it. We'll build it like this.
Perfetto!
Red Bull gives you wings.
It's back. Applebee's all-you-can-eat boneless wings, just $12.99.
Can Sugar Ray Leonard do everyday tasks wearing boxing gloves?
Happy birthday.
And now putting on his new ArchFit Skechers Slip-ins. You just step in and go with comfort that will knock you out. Try new ArchFit hands-free Skechers Slip-ins.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Jardiance. On this date in 1969, the Orioles clinched their first ever American League East title and went on to the World Series that year where they fell to the Mets. What a star-studded cast they had, though. Frank Robinson, Brooks Robinson, Jim Palmer, of course, under the manager, Earl Weaver. So, city with a wonderful baseball history. And how good will it be to see them back in the postseason?
You know, you and I experienced some of the most electric playoff atmospheres in Philadelphia. I would imagine this could rival it. You're talking about pent up, waiting for a long time, and you know, time will tell where they get to seat themselves, but there you have it. They're right there in droughts.
2016, last postseason trip. 2014, last division title. Harold Ramirez pops this one along third. It's a circuitous route there for Westberg, but he gets there, one away. Big Noon Saturday kicks off on Fox with a good one. 7th-ranked Penn State takes on Illinois. Catch the action beginning Saturday at noon Eastern on Fox. Pre-game show is going to be with your man Primetime, though. How about Dion?
I'm telling you right now, I'm not surprised, and I don't think I've ever watched 2 Colorado football games in my life. So
until now?
I was glued in.
Yeah, I love that. Taylor Walls. What was it like being Dion's teammate?
It was awesome. I mean, you knew coming in that this was a special dude, a talented dude, and one that was going to let you know just about everything that was going on. And Primetime showed up for us in a special way. You know, people forget. 1992, we lost to the Blue Jays. Okay, could make the argument we could have beat them, but we didn't. If we did, he was the MVP.
Wow.
And he was playing football and coming in and playing baseball. It's just mind-boggling what he was able to do and the power of his persuasion. It does not surprise me that he's gotten Colorado to a place now that they're on the map again.
And I understand the pond in your backyard pretty empty thanks to Dion's fishing.
Well, that's just how good he is at telling a story.
Okay. 3-1 on Walls.
He loves to fish.
Taylor Walls got robbed of a base hit, robbed of extra bases his first time up. Crushed the ball to right center field, but Cedric Mullins, play of the day. Took a hit away from him. Walls is playing shortstop for Tampa Bay, and they at this point are planning like they are not going to have Wander Franco at any point this year on administrative leave. One of the top young players in baseball, and yet another star the Rays are without. It's a strikeout for Bradish, 2 gone.
Yeah, I mean, this season, you know, every baseball season comes with unexpected, both good and bad. And that's why you need the depth of your organization over 162 games to fill out that roster. And I tell you, if the Rays call you in the offseason, if they call you during the season, hang out.
Ball on Luke Oriole.
That's a compliment, because they've found ways to maximize arm angles, players who may not have had, for one reason or another, good years at other teams, and put them in a position to excel.
Now Luke Oriole is a funny example of that, in that the team that they got him from, the Dodgers, run by former Rays GM Andrew Friedman, kind of the first guy in Tampa Bay that made that the case, where teams wanted to hang up when he called, because if Andrew was calling for one of your guys, he probably knew something about him that you should, but didn't. 2-1. Really, who singled and scored Tampa Bay's first run on this 2-1 pitch. It's a towering fly ball to left center field, but not deep. Mullins the call and the catch. To the bottom of the fourth we go. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Orioles. The fantastic rookie Gunnar Henderson will lead it off.
This season we have more pressure than I ever would have imagined.
If we do not get promoted, we are in trouble.
This year is the year. Yeah, you can just feel now there's stakes here.
We're all in physically, all in financially, and all in emotionally.
Burden isn't just that promotion. It's not ever letting down this community.
FX's Welcome to Wrexham on FX. Stream on Hulu.
We never just see the numbers. We see the people.
Detroit has just changed so much. You can see what it once was. And then I think about what it can be. As an entrepreneur, it's about how I can give them the tools to empower themselves. If we can just all do something small, all the small things will start to amount to something big.
That's why we're here, to help make it happen. J.P. Morgan Chase.
If new Heineken Silver was a riveting Viking saga.
Last this west, your family tortured my first wife and stole my second favorite goat. Now you want to marry my daughter? Okay.
All the taste, no bitter endings. Heineken Silver, world-class light beer.
Reese's. They'll get you. They will get you good.
These are the people who help you stay well. Searching lower prices and brands you love on the shelves.
Behind the counter or in the aisles, healthier's better when it happens together. CVS Pharmacy. Healthier happens together.
Whenever you're hungry, there's a deal on the Subway app. Buy 1 footlong, get 50% off in the Subway app today.
Now that's a deal worth celebrating.
Man, what are you doing? Get it before it's gone on the Subway app.
Aaron Civale's given up a home run through 3 innings, but that is it. 6 Ks for the Rays righty. Comes home to Gunnar Henderson. Strike 1. Henderson started this year as the top prospect in baseball. He's probably going to end it as the AL Rookie of the Year.
I would think so.
Outside.
He's a stud, huh?
Well, you know, I mean, there's going to be a lot of comparisons and unfair ones. You know, height. Cal Ripken, shortstop, bigger shortstop, but man, oh man, does he stick his nose in that batter's box. He will grind out at bats. He will do everything it takes. And you know, talking to this team and even their manager, that's what he loves. They're so young, but they all do the little things to make each other better. And it's been fun to watch.
On a 1-2 pitch, Henderson rifles a ball, right center field, way back in. Just gets over the wall. Solo home run, Gunnar Henderson. .26 for the rookie, and it's 3-2.
That's just such a flat swing, and you got to pull your hands in for that pitch. And he got just enough of it. I mean, he squared it up, but just enough of it for a home run.
Santander. Yeah. Strike 1. And so both runs for the Rays, or for the Orioles, have come on home runs against a guy who had only given up 8 of them all year coming in. A pretty good list.
Outside.
So from one of the youngest players to the longest tenured Oriole here, Anthony Santander. More than just a feel-good story, though. He's having his best year. Got 27 home runs of his own on this 1-1 pitch. Fouls it back 1-2. Years of trying to stay healthy enough to be able to stick. And then once he did stick, years of hearing his name in trade conversations. Not hearing those anymore. The leaders of this team. And justifying hitting third for the top team in the AL. On a 1-2 from Civale. Santander golfs the ball down the line. Skyscraping to the pole, but foul. That's the second ball that he has destroyed. We just got to straighten it out.
He's hit a lot of home runs on breaking balls, and this is one right here that just hangs in the middle. And I mean, it's 2 of them now.
Another 1-2, another foul ball. One of them was like a rising line drive. That was an absolute towering fly ball.
Surprised Civale hasn't gone back to that changeup, but they're going to try and bury one in.
Two-seamer comes back to get him. Filthy pitch. 1 gone in the 4th. Down to that Orioles dugout. Here's Kenny.
Joe, thanks. Gunnar, guys were down 3-1, and yet this team never seems to get phased. What is it about this group?
Yeah, no, I feel like that's been our MO all years. No matter what the score is, we're going to go out there, play hard, run hard 90s, and just never give up, no matter what the score is. And I feel like that's put us in good positions a lot of times.
Gunnar, thanks a lot.
Yes, sir.
Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny. Strike 1 on Ryan O'Hearn, who hit a home run his first time. The Orioles started to make waves midway through last season. Kevin Cash, manager of the Rays, said you could tell by the end of last year, like, uh-oh, you know, these guys are coming. Those young guys started to get confidence. He said it felt like every time he'd see him, they'd be bringing up new, good, young players. And here they are 2 years after losing 110 games. The best record in the AL.
And no coincidence, a lot of their really good hitters are left-handed. Hence, the wall in left field, 384, but the wall in right field is very reachable. Which is smart. Tell you something. Elias, as Mike has put this team together, he may not like the strike zone tonight, though.
Not in this half of the inning.
I mean, it's ooh.
Consistently big, though. Both guys
it
getting
is.
it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 strikeouts.
And 2 strikes on O'Hearn as Civale rocks and fires.
Well, he brings that pitch along. That's a great change of speeds off of really good cutting action and breaking ball.
Man, a hammer to strike him out. Already the 8th for Aaron Civale. 2 gone in this 4th inning. We're talking about these young players coming up, and when you lose as many games as the Orioles have in recent years, you better hit on those high draft picks, and they certainly have. Grayson Rodriguez, since coming back up midsummer, has been their best pitcher. You know about Rushman and Henderson, and there are more coming as the Orioles have officially made it all the way back.
Yeah, they sure have. And like I said, just tying in their manager, their coaching staff, being rewarded. Hey, let me tell you something. If you haven't seen Grayson pitch, the world is going to see how great this young man is and the future that he has. He is a front-line stud. And here's what's coming, by the way.
These are the rankings in all of baseball. They've got 6 of the top 50 per Baseball America, including Jackson Holliday, the #1 prospect in baseball. 1 and 2 on Hayes. And just as a testament to how good Gunnar Henderson has been, there are already some talks of moving the top prospect in baseball in Holliday from short to second to get him here, because Henderson's been that good at short. A little high, 2 and 2. Rodriguez, who you were raving about, to get the ball on Saturday. How about that matchup? We should come back for that one. Tyler Glass now for the Rays, Grayson Rodriguez for the Orioles.
Radar gun's going to break.
On 2-2, Hayes chops one foul.
Too tall, and different ways they get it back. More classical. Grayson, they've sturdied and simplified his mechanics, really has turned him around.
He's 23 years old. Nacogdoches, Texas. Top pitching prospect they've had in decades. Another 2-2 to Austin Hayes. Fly to center field. Raley and low. It'll be the center fielder Raley. Orioles get another back. 2 runs in this game for the O's, both on solo shots. O'Hearn had 1. Henderson gets 1. 3-2 after 4.
Did you know there's a way to cut your dishwashing time by 50%? Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. It removes 99% of grease and grime in half the time. Dawn Power Wash has 3 cleaning boosters not found in traditional dish soaps that remove food and grease 5 times faster. And because it cleans so well, you can replace multiple cleaning products for counters, stoves, and even laundry stains. Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. Brand Power, helping you buy better.
How much did we make today?
$5 million.
And yesterday?
$4 million.
We're like really rich.
GameStop now another record high.
Wall Street is betting that GameStop is going to fail. And if it fails, these hedge fund guys make a ton of money. They literally call us dumb money.
You got rich dudes coming at you. This is class warfare.
How much did we lose today?
$1 billion.
And yesterday?
$1 billion.
Dumb Money, exclusively in theaters. Rated R.
Auto Quote Explorer from Progressive shows you rates from other companies, even if they're lower than ours.
Because honesty is the best policy. I ate the apple pie you left cooling on the windowsill. That's my bad.
Who are you?
Together, we bring more. Beef. It's what's for dinner.
Gunnar Henderson's solo home run has the score at 3-2 onto the fifth. Christian Bethancourt, the 9-hitter, went around, strike one. They're saying the zone is already big enough. Nick Marley says that he offered.
Every player wants him to check the umpires down first or third base line. They don't want the home plate umpire to make that call. Well, this is right on par for what the Baltimore Orioles do. They just play nothing but close games, and they're really good at it.
Part of that equation has been a dominant back end of the bullpen for a lot of the year. That's part of the story with the Orioles we've not gotten into yet. Felix Bautista, their closer, likely finished, even though they're saying he's not going to have Tommy John at this point. Going to hope for a miracle recovery. But that changes them not having him. Nope. That is a serious understatement.
42 wins in the 2 runs or less category. And that man had a huge part of it. And I'm telling you, they go from one of the favorites to now.
Base hit into center for Bethancourt.
They're going to have to figure it out a different way. He was that automatic.
August 25th. And look, the chances that he comes back are very slim, but you might as well wait and see, because whether or not he has surgery right now or when the season finishes, he's gone next year.
Doesn't change anything time-wise.
But at this point, plan is to kind of piece it together matchup-wise late.
Inside.
It's inside on Diaz. And near Cano is handed the closing duties for the most part, but Brandon Hyde said that's pretty much just because that's how it's lined up matchup-wise. A few guys that he'll be willing to use to replace that. Diaz 1 for 2. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's not a comfy way to go into the postseason with an unsure 9th inning.
No. Guys know they're going to have to step up. There'll be matchups. There'll be scenarios that are maybe a little different. But you've got 2.5 weeks to figure that out, right? And what they're hoping for, again, is they survive this series. They put themselves in a spot. Cano has been a big part of this bullpen. He was setting up. And now, more than likely, he'll be kind of the most used closer.
2-1. Chopper left side. Foul. Well, MLB is partnering with Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. Free 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741741. Kyle Bradish steals a 2-2 pitch to Yandy Diaz, who bounces one to short. Should be two. There's one and two.
Pitcher's best friend, about as easy as they get. These are huge in the postseason. Like, they're worth 3 times the value. It seems like big in this game, of course, in a 1-run game with the team that's chasing you for first place.
Brandon Lau swings and misses. First pitch changeup. Got to think that pitching in a series like this can, for guys like Bradish who have never pitched in the postseason, can be a nice test.
No doubt, no doubt. It definitely is the closest thing because of the magnitude of this. Is the last time they're going to face each other, and they very well could face each other again, depending on how it works out with the seeding. And so, yeah, you definitely want to plant a seed, and you definitely want to get to that emotional RPM under control, because there's adrenaline rush.
And again, the winner of this division is going to be the 1 seed. The loser is going to drop down to the 4 seed, have to play in the wild card round. But if they win that wild card round, it would come back around to whoever they lose out on the division to. 0-2 to Lau is swung on and miss. 3-2 game, halfway home in Baltimore.
This is the all-electric Polestar 2. Now with faster charging and an improved range of up to 320 miles. Enhanced performance with rear or all-wheel drive and luxury design as standard. The all-electric Polestar 2. Visit Polestar.com to test drive and order.
Geico makes car insurance easy.
Enjoy your flight. You too.
As easy as saying the wrong thing.
Me too. Really?
What?
Dad, why would you say that?
Why would you say that? Do I look like I'm going on vacation, sir?
It's not how airports work, man.
You could?
Dad!
Are we leaving or?
I don't even want to go on vacation anymore.
I thought I knew you.
She has hairspray that is over the limit.
With an app that puts your policy in your pocket, it's easy to Geico.
And you're not wearing socks. Get a grip, man.
Hercule Poirot, come with me to a seance.
Detective, you are here to discredit me, but I can talk to the dead.
Mom, what is happening?
Somebody has been murdered. A ghost killed her. One of you is the killer. No one shall leave until I find out if the living have been killed by the dead.
You were saying?
A Haunting in Venice. Rated PG-13. Now playing only in theaters.
Love steak? Love lobster? Can't choose? Well, you'll love Outback this week, mate. Get a mouth-watering lobster tail and a juicy signature sirloin starting at just $24.99. Every day this week for a limited time, only at Outback Steakhouse.
Febreze.
Your bathroom needs Febreze Small Spaces, the always-on odor-fighting air freshener you set and forget. No outlets used, no batteries needed, no effort required. So your bathroom stays continuously fresh for 45 days. That's the power of Febreze Small Spaces.
Your paint is really bad.
What? I said best coffee I've ever had.
Should have used Bear. Sorry, sign where? No, I said should have used Bear.
Today, let's paint. Right now, get America's most trusted paint brand at a new low price. Bear, only at the Home Depot.
Crab cakes in baseball these days. Cedric Mullins lays a bunt down, hugging the line. Wow, will it stay fair? It dies fair. Oh, sweet.
That's the element he can bring. He really has been Mr. Excitement here. He's got power, he's got speed, and there's nothing better than this. I mean, that is grounds crew specialty. Put a leveler on that place. That is about as good as it gets.
Amazing. So the tying run is aboard with the speed of Mullins, and Hicks is up, taking ball one from Civale. Well, you wonder about Mullins with the groin issue that he's had, but we saw him laying out on that defensive play, look great. And he's 26 out of 29 in stolen bases this year. He's stolen more bases than anybody in the AL the last 3 years. He's the tying run over there. Hicks takes ball 2.
Civale has given up those 2 solo home runs. Now he's dealing with the first time a base runner is on. Yeah. This has got to be a run situation here. 3-1 count. Fast runner at first. Do you trust that Hicks won't expand the zone on a 3-1 pitch?
Doesn't go. Swing and a miss. Count is full.
Yeah, he started and stopped. So now same scenario here, 3-2.
Got a good lead over there. Tying run at first. Go ahead, run at the plate. There he goes, and boy, did he get a jump. Not even worth the try. It's ball 4, so he's got it anyways. He was halfway to second before that ball was even delivered.
Well, this would have been huge only if they struck out Hicks, because there was no way they were going to get him at second, but the ball nowhere close. And
well, Civale, who had walked 6 over his last 2 starts, issues his first one tonight. He's got 8 Ks, though. This is where things overall this year have gone sideways on him. Last start was different, where he gave up a bunch in the first inning. Was good from there. Now, first batter that he faces pitching from the stretch, he issues his first walk. And now it's Jordan Westburg out of the 8th spot. Tying run at second. Go ahead, run at first. And another one of the young guys. Westburg, 24 years old, made his debut in late June, and he's been better and better, hitting .346 in September. Corners pinched in. Westburg bumps it in the air. It falls. And everybody's safe. Bases loaded.
I mean, that's an automatic out, I thought, and it just got a confusion there. The rare bunt turns into a base hit. Watch this. This ball's popped in the air, and I don't know what Christian was thinking was going to get this ball. It just looked like that was his, but there you have it. The bases are loaded now, and there is action for the Orioles.
Adam Frazier, strike 1, took a hack at a high cutter. Career high 13 home runs for Frazier. 0-1. Strike two.
You know, Frazier is pretty good at getting the ball in play, at least for the most part in his short swing. He did strike out his first time, and now he's 0-2.
Civale comes home. Frazier leaves it high. Ball one. Bases loaded in the fifth. 1-2 pitch. Down the line, foul. Some pretty good speed on the bases. Mullins at third can fly. Hicks at second, Westberg at first. Another 1-2 pitch. Frazier pokes one to short. Walls has it to second for one. That's all they'll get. The game is tied. Cedric Mullins in to score. An RBI for Adam Frazier. 3-3 in the fifth.
Now that's bigger than people would imagine because, again, down 2 strikes. They were going for the strikeout, and this was a tough double play to turn with the shift. And he makes a great play to get it at second. The runner's barreling down on him really fast. And with that shift, that was a long ways to come to make that play. There was no chance for a double play. And it gives the Orioles a chance to take the lead with a fly ball here or anything other than a double play with one of their best leading off here. Leadoff hitter hitting here with first and third.
They've got their guy up there, Adley Rutschman. Ground ball to second. Lau goes to second one. They turn a double play. Aaron Civale limits the damage to 1. And the game is tied at 3 after 5.
We don't know any first responders who only give 90%. Or farmers. The workers who build our towns, roads, infrastructure. They don't stop at halfway. And good luck finding a small business owner who's happy with an 80% effort. That's why they use Ford trucks. Ford F-Series, 100% assembled in America. Because we're all in on America.
Jersey Mike's freshly slices your sub right in front of you. It has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. Oh, yeah.
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Let Innovation Refunds help with your ERC tax refund so you can improve your business however you see fit. Rosie used part of her refund to build an outdoor patio. Stop waiting. Go to innovationrefunds.com.
Blink.
Your dog is the one you wanted. You want what's best for them. So, ask your vet about new NexGard Plus. It's one-and-done monthly protection from fleas and ticks, plus heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms. All in a delicious beef-flavored soft chew. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. From the maker of #1 vet-recommended HeartGuard Plus. NexGard Plus, the one you want for one-and-done protection.
Know what's great? New hands-free stretch fit Skechers slip-ins. You just step in and go, and they stretch for the perfect fit. I wonder what else I could stretch. Now that's a strike zone. Try new stretch fit Skechers slip-ins.
Walmart Plus members save on delivery, gas, plus so much more. Join today.
With the first pick in the Jersey Mike's catering box draft, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know,
I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's going to go. So
The Jersey Mike's catering box, a sub above.
Well, that could have been a whole lot worse. Aaron Civale gives up just one. And a pop-up bunt that fell and loaded the bases. We'll be having a conversation about that as Randy Arozarena leads off the 6th and takes a strike from Bradish. Arozarena had a 2-run triple that gave the Rays the lead in the 3rd. Bradish has faced the minimum since.
That'd be huge if Bradish can get him into the 7th inning. They've had some short outings of recent, and especially in Boston, and their bullpen has been kind of taxed. This 4-game series, again, I told you they're going to use every resource they can. They're going to bank a win as fast as they can, but it would be nice if he could get him into the 7th.
0-2. Bouncing ball to 3rd. Picked up by Wexberg, and Arozarena's the first out of the 6th. Sunday on Fox, the new era for the Packers continues with Jordan Love, and they were impressive week 1, beating the Bears. They take on the Falcons, or Christian McCaffrey and the Niners battle Matthew Stafford and the Rams with other regional action. Check your local listings for the game in your area, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
There's only one game on that list to watch.
Yeah, buddy.
Seahawks Lions.
17-0, take it to the bank. Zach Paredes gets under this one, flies it to left. Out goes Henderson, on comes Hayes. Henderson is there. Ravens look good week 1. Bucks won week 1.
Well, that's what's so amazing about this time of year over the last few years. It's all about Ravens this time of the year. And you won't hear people in Baltimore talk about that right now because their baseball team is getting to steal some of the headlines, which they are glad that's the case, because now they got 2 sports teams going to have really good years.
Josh Lowe, who's 0 for 2 today. Bradish throws and misses high. Now the Orioles, with 1 win in the 4 games this weekend, would clinch the tiebreaker between the 2 teams, already leading the division by 2 games. So essentially, if they win 1 game this weekend, you got to add a game to whatever the gap is in the standings. That's what Baltimore would need to cover, because a tie would go, or that's what Tampa Bay would need to cover, because a tie would go to Baltimore. Bradish is 1-1.
Outside.
Just outside. It's been a strike for a lot of the night.
Well, all the players, what I should say, most of the players, they play that game where they go, okay, the worst case scenario, if you're an Oriole, you got to go 2-2, right? Keep the 2-game lead. You'd love to go 3-1. It's rare that a team will sweep a 4-game when teams are this good. If you're Tampa, you got to go 3-1. Bare minimum. You can survive a 2-2, but you want to stay away from the 3-1 on the opposite side.
Because if you go 2-2, then you're 2 back, but you're really 3 back. Because you've got to beat them by a game. There is no tiebreaker game anymore. Bradish trying to keep on rolling here. His 2-2 pitch is high and away. Lowe, who is 2 home runs away from a 2020 season, on 3-2, chops it off his foot. Well, fall is almost here. Kind of is, this overlap already we're talking about. And, of course, October baseball is around the corner. The Astros trying to repeat. Or can somebody dethrone them? The ALDS starts on October 7th on the networks of Fox and FS1.
How about the Rangers? They've had some bad news lately. They have had some injuries, and they looked horrible until recently. And they are on the verge of a 4-game sweep of the Toronto Blue Jays in Toronto.
After losing 16-20, and it looked like they were finished. Fly ball, deep center field. Mullins going back, circles around it. He's there. 11 pitch inning for Kyle Bradish.
What if my type 2 diabetes takes over? What if all I do isn't enough? Or what if I can do diabetes differently?
Now you can with Once Weekly Mounjaro. Mounjaro helps your body regulate blood sugar. And Mounjaro can help decrease how much food you eat. 3 out of 4 people reached an A1C of less than 7%. Plus, people taking Mounjaro lost up to 25 pounds. Mounjaro is not for people with type 1 diabetes or children. Don't take Mounjaro if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Mounjaro and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, vision changes, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis and gallbladder problems. Taking Mounjaro with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Tell your doctor if you're nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can cause dehydration and may worsen kidney problems.
I can do diabetes differently with Mounjaro.
Ask your doctor about Once Weekly Mounjaro.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, and I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I started a dog walking business. I was a bit nervous at first, but then I figured, it's just walking, right? Oh! No, it's just a bunny! Calm down, Taco. Sit. That just stop. Sesame, no. Walter, don't. No,
You're lucky you're so cute.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Your paint is really bad.
What?
I said best coffee I've ever had.
Should've used Bear.
Sorry, sign where?
No, I said should've used Bear.
Today, let's paint. Right now, get America's most trusted paint brand at a new low price. Bear, only at the Home Depot.
Get saucy. Applebee's all-you-can-eat boneless wings, just $12.99.
First in a 4-game series between the top 2 teams in the AL, and it's not disappointed. Tied at 3 to the bottom of the 6th inning. Single runs for the Orioles, or for the Rays in the 2nd, the 4th, and the 5th. That was the Orioles. Rays getting all 3 of their runs in the 3rd. And so tied at 3. Bullpen goes to work. Colin Poche, strike 1 on Gunnar Henderson. Poche's having a great season.
Fastball slider. See the numbers. Wow, 11-3. And no, he's not starting.
0-2. Those 11 wins lead all relievers. For a guy who missed 2 full seasons after undergoing Tommy John. Came back, had a good year last year. Has continued that this season.
0-98 since June on that slider. So you could tell they've been having a hard time seeing it and hitting it.
Henderson on the ground to first. It is the slider that he uses to get the first out of the 6th. Civale good tonight. He strikes out 8, gives up those 3 runs. Over 5 innings of work. And Kevin Cash said he was going to be aggressive. Goes to the bullpen here in the 6th.
Well, you know, he's going to think his bullpen matches up better than the Orioles and what he can bring in, and certainly on the road.
Santander. Ball 1.
You want to be able to keep this game right here and find a way to win a close one.
Santander happy to have the bullpen to work. Struck out both times looking against Civale. And is ahead of Poche, 2-0.
Wouldn't it be something that from the right side is where he keeps the ball fair and hits it 385 feet?
Yeah, off the wall. Yeah, it's a strike. It happened to just tune in before striking out both times. He narrowly missed a home run in both those at-bats. Crushing balls down the line, just foul. Here's a 2-1. And a pop up straight back over our heads. 2-2. Well, part of that is the park in which he plays. 23 of his 27 home runs have come from the other side of the plate. On a 2-2, Santander fouls it off. from the island of Margarita, just off of the northern coast in Venezuela. Originally signed with Cleveland 12 years ago. Baltimore got him in the Rule 5 draft before 2017. He had never played above A ball at that point, but if they wanted to keep him, they had to have him on the roster through that year, and they were in a position at that point where they could take some guys like that on and just kind of deal with the losses that might come with it. 7 years later, though, their longest tenured player. And one of the key pieces to this first place team. He's worked the count full against Poche. Hearn waits on deck in a tie game here in the 6th. Payoff. Got it. High fastball for out number 2. 3 Ks for Santander tonight.
Tied him up. He's pretty good inner third of the plate, but he gets it right up and in at that. I call it the number 3 on the strike zone. 1, 2, 3 reading across and exposes him up and in.
2 up, 2 down in this 6th inning. Ryan O'Hearn takes high.
When you're looking at from the TV, looking at the strike zone or looking from center field, you just basically read vertically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the lower part of the strike zone. Everyone's trying to get the ball to the 3 part on right-handed hitters, and that's where most of the mistakes are made for home runs, hit batsmen, and walks. But the stuff this young man has, you're not going to have problems with it.
Here's his 1-1. Chase 1 and 2. Thing is a strike forever. O'Hearn, who homered against Civale, strikes out against Poche, who goes 1, 2, 3 in the 6th.
A huge day of football kicks off Sunday on Fox.
I'm John Brown. Join me tonight for Fox 35 News at 10.
I think he might be asleep.
Okay, I'm awake. Hey, can you hit the moonroof, would you?
I hope they have really good food here.
Not like your guys' wedding. Hey, didn't you date one of the bridesmaids?
No.
Seriously.
Hey, Trevor.
Why don't you play with this for a while?
Okay.
The best car on 4 wheels for 3rd wheels. The 2023 Toyota Corolla. Get 2.9% APR for 36 months on a new 2023 Toyota Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
Oh, Grace, this one's from your stepdad. Thanks, Chris. This one's from Lily. Lily.
Okay, great. Let's add the milk. It's perfect. You know this.
Fort McHenry.
Good job, Grace.
Thanks, Chris. I just wanted to say a big thank you to my mom and Chris.
Where did you guys meet?
Psychology class. Wow.
Wow. You look beautiful.
Thanks, Dad. The new 2023 GMC Sierra AT4X is equipped to conquer the great outdoors. Or the great indoors. Welcome to the peak of premium off-roading. Or get 0.9% APR and no monthly payments until 2024. Plus, get over 3,200 total trade assistance on 2023 Sierra Denali 5.3-liter V8 light-duty models.
Where do they get those?
Baltimore.
Baltimore?
Yeah.
In the Bay?
Yes. Harold Ramirez leads off this 7th inning, takes ball 1 from Kyle Bradish. 88 pitches deep. Bradish gave up the 3 runs in the 3rd. He has faced the minimum otherwise. Ramirez, Walls, and Raley, 6, 7, and 8 for Tampa Bay. On this 1-0 pitch, Ramirez chops the ball left side, cut off by Westberg. Low throw, but picked by O'Hearn. Down to the Rays dugout with Kenny.
Thanks, Joe. Aaron, tough lineup to get through. How did you think it went tonight?
Thought we attacked them really well. Thought CB and I were really aggressive from the get-go. 2 homers, just mistake pitches on my end, and happens when you're facing a really good lineup. But I thought we competed really well, and yeah, like you said, it's a tough lineup, but just trying to match the energy this crowd is giving, and it's a big game.
The popped-up bunt by Westberg, what happened?
You know, it's just landed right in that Bermuda Triangle of bunts. All 3 of us were close to it, and none of us got to it, and then at that point, just no, there's nothing you can do at that point.
Aaron, thanks very much.
Yeah.
Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny. Soft-spoken killer, Civale. Mechanical engineering major, by the way, out of Northeastern University. Taylor Walls rolls 1 to second for Adam Frazier. 2 up and 2 down for Bradish.
Well, this has been an outstanding start so far for the Orioles and what they need to gap this game and this 4-game series, because their bullpen has to pitch every game. But the less innings they cover tonight just bodes well for those resources that he can go to in the next 3 games.
Both these teams looking at this weekend like a postseason series. That's how important winning the division and avoiding the wild card round is. Strike 1 on Luke Raley. It's almost like avoiding that wild card round is the biggest prize. It's like, yeah, division title, great, 1 secret, but geez, just to stay out of the madness of a 3-game series.
Well, no doubt, but it's because the resources that each club doesn't have, right? I mean, we talked about what the Rays would be, but let's just say the Rays were 6 games back coming into the series. Well, then all their efforts would be to lock down the #1 wild card. But because they're close and tantalizing close, you've got to go for it. You have to use all your resources because the benefit is that much more. Whoever gets the #1 wild card seed, of course, will have 3 games at home, but then they're spending those resources. I've been talking about this since the change of the wild card and the change of the playoffs. The first couple years, you might see some outlier situations like the Philadelphia Phillies last year.
Outside.
But over time, teams are going to realize and learn how to get that rest, that being the #1 and #2 seeds. My point is, in the next 10 years, I think 8 of those 10, you'll see those teams have representation in the World Series. I really do. But the first one last year, of course, Philly went crazy and went to the World Series.
Raley smashes this ball to deep center field. Luke Raley puts the Rays in front. Anonymous before the year. Not so now. Luke Raley hits a go-ahead shot.
Oh, so close the pitch before, and then Raley made the most of it after it was called a ball. I mean, he hit a towering fly ball to straightaway center field.
For his 19th home run of the year. Ouch. Betancourt fouls this one off with the home plate umpire, Nick Marley.
That fan reaction was to the call before the home run.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't want to see anybody get hit like this. If you're Bradish, you don't want to see that ball leave.
Now, Luke Raley came into this season with 3 home runs in his 50 games in the big leagues. So 190 hitter over those 50 games. 19 home runs, given a bigger opportunity this year with that simplified swing. And with Jose Siri breaking his hand, Raley sets play an even bigger role here over the final few huge weeks. Turns 29 years old next week. And doing something that not many people thought he would ever do. Good take by Bethencourt, 1-2. Out of a Division II school, Lake Erie College in Ohio, and a 7th-round draft pick from there. Better and better, waiting for that chance and taking advantage once he gets it. Bounce it to third for Westberg. That does it for the Rays in the 7th, but they take the lead on a Luke Raley home run. Stretch time, and it's 4-3 Tampa Bay. Game 1 of this massive series for the AL East.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen, and a knuckleballer turns to the catcher. Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
The magic never leaves you when you stay with the Disney Resorts Collection. It's up early, giving you extra time in any of the 4 theme parks every day. And welcomes you back to even more magical moments you'll never forget. Now you can save up to 25% on rooms at select Disney Resort hotels. Why would you stay anywhere else?
Another health insurance commercial, another aqua aerobics scene.
Yep, most health insurance companies see us all the same. Smiley seniors, golfing, hiking.
Don't forget antiquing.
That's why I chose Humana. They see me, not a stereotypical senior. I'm pre-diabetic, so I talked one-on-one with the Humana health educator who really helped me. Now I'm taking free cooking and meditation classes.
Not aqua aerobics.
Better care begins with listening. Humana, a more human way to health care.
Now take it slow, but it's hard to do when you're a lion like me on a line like you. You got the hands that
Walmart Plus members save on delivery, gas, plus so much more. Join today.
This or that, this or that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this because everywhere it's at.
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Get started today at Angie.com.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Geico. It's easy to Geico. Back in Baltimore, where the Rays have taken the lead 4-3, trying to get to within a game of the Orioles in the division. Luke Raley's home run has them in front. And the bullpen will try and keep him there. Sean Armstrong, what a year he's having after missing the first couple months with a neck issue. Barely scored upon. Austin Hayes, strike one.
I mean, resources after resources, arm angles after arm angles. They find a way to get everything and every advantage they can do the Rays.
Outside. And you piece all these guys together, and you got 31 consecutive innings without giving up an earned run. With guys that prior to this season, in a lot of cases, you never heard of.
No,
and
exactly.
It's like that every year. They find guys that nobody had ever heard of. It's a little high, and ball 2 on Hayes. Okay, 2-2. Armstrong in his 9th season in the major leagues. Former Baltimore Oriole. Parts of a few seasons here. Fires a 2-2. And the count goes full on Hayes. Cleveland to Seattle, Baltimore, Tampa Bay in 21. Then he goes to Miami for a short time last year. Back to the Rays for a second stint. And having a career year. His payoff to Hayes is slash foul.
Well, there were a lot of games similar to this in Tampa that the Orioles were able to win late, and it gave them all kinds of confidence. Of course, taking 3 out of 4 and hoping they could do the same thing here at home against what you talked about.
Fastball right to the bottom of the knees. Strike 3.
Yep. Surprised him with a fastball after seeing some of those breaking balls. That ball comes out of his hand. The hitter thinks that's going to be low, and it stays the plane.
Yeah, you hear about high spin rate fastballs used up, but that's the other way to use it, where you give up on it and then it holds its plane and it's in there. Cedric Mullins, tying run at the plate, 1 gone, 7th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mullins already a couple highlight plays in this game. 1 on defense with a diving catch, 1 with a bunt single that died between the chalk and the grass. And a 1-1 from Armstrong. He pops it straight back. Hey, if we're going to be here in October, I just get a feeling we're going to get a ball in here.
There's no doubt. This is
twice tonight.
There's no doubt. And I got a little bit of the flinchies, I'm not going to lie. Got Philadelphia almost got hit.
Yeah. This week?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll be ready come playoff. I promise you that.
Perfect range. You can see perfect pop back range. That one set it out left side. Walls and Paredes. It's Walls. You can listen to every MLB game live or on demand with At Bat. Plus, watch all minor league baseball and live look-ins on MLB Big Inning. No blackouts. Go to MLB.com/atbat for details. Aaron Hicks, strikeout and a walk today. Hitting .419 this month after missing August with a hamstring and a back issue. Switch hitter, much more powerful from this side or from the other side of the plate. One and 1. In on him.
Ooh, man. Not wearing anything as far as a guard on his shin or everything, and he hit that so hard that that ball went out to third base off his body.
Enough, Aaron Hicks is saying. Career that's been marked by injury after injury. Ugh.
Down the knee and out to third.
Orioles down a run in the 7th. 1-2 from Armstrong. Hicks, check swing foul. Jake Diekman has got a scoreless streak of his own going of 11 innings. Another 1-2. Count evens up. The 2-2.
This place is going to be rocking this weekend. Expecting a pretty good crowd Friday night, and then of course through the weekend there'll be a lot more known about where the race is and what the Orioles have to do.
Sell out tomorrow. They're retiring Adam Jones' number. And if If this score holds, tomorrow will be a chance for the Rays to come back to a tie at the top of the division. If they win this game, it'll be the closest they've been to first since late July. 2-2. Hicks grounds it foul.
Yeah, and it's just amazing, and credit give to the Orioles. With the historic start of the Rays, I didn't think anybody could catch them. And no one's close to the first or second place. And these teams have never finished first and second ever in this division.
Lau's got it. Armstrong. A 1-2-3-7. Tampa Bay bullpen keeps on trucking. 4-3 game after 7.
I was told my small business wouldn't qualify for an ERC tax refund.
You should get a second opinion from Innovation Refunds at no upfront costs. Sometimes you need a second opinion. Good to go. Yeah, I think I'll get a second opinion. All these walls gotta go. I'd love a second opinion.
No.
I'm gonna get a second opinion. With Innovation Refunds, there's no upfront cost to find out, so why not check like I did for my small business? Take the first step to see if your small business qualifies for the ERC.
Jersey Mike's freshly slices your sub right in front of you. It has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh, yeah.
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily Jardiance at each day's start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
Jardiance works 24/7 in your body to flush out some sugar. And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too. Jardiance may cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to a sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction, and don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with the big story to tell.
Your paint is really bad.
What?
I said best coffee I've ever had.
Should've used Bear.
Sorry, side where?
No, I said should've used Bear.
Today, let's paint. Right now, get America's most trusted paint brand at a new low price. Bear, only at the Home Depot.
With the first pick in the Jersey Mike's catering box draft, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
The Jersey Mike's catering box, a sub above.
Scoreless 7th inning for Sean Armstrong. Jorge Lopez comes into the game for the Orioles. What a journey he's had to get back here to Baltimore. Trying to keep this a 4-3 game. Top of the order's up there for the Rays. That's strike one on Yandy Diaz. So Lopez was an all-star last year for the O's. Their only one as their closer. But they traded him right after the all-star game to Minnesota. He struggled there. Starts this season in Minnesota. They send him to Miami. Miami cuts him loose, and the Orioles bring him back.
That's just unbelievable. It really is.
It is.
This whole year's been a little bit unbelievable when it comes to some of the trades that were made and then releasing them and other teams picking them up and then chaos.
Diaz goes up the middle. Backhand play and a toss from Frazier to get him.
Wow.
Great range and throw from Adam Frazier.
I mean, this takes the pitcher off his feet. He turns around. He sees the second baseman's totally got him covered. You don't see pitchers come off their feet like this. Right up the wickets. Wow. Orioles are not going to beat themselves defensively. They just aren't.
One out. Lau. Got the corner.
We got Lau and Lowe.
Yeah, good luck, right?
I already messed it up once.
Yeah, but you said it kind of quietly.
Yeah, but I had him in the wrong spot. That's why you do what you do, and I don't.
Yeah, well, I actually have it in all my notes. I have Josh's name spelled L-O. And next to Brandon's name, in parentheses, I have the word wow. So you can use that if you want. Little trick. It's really not fair, though, putting the two guys in the same lineup, same name, say it different.
It's not.
That's why they pay you the big bucks, Johnny. Lopez deals a 2-1. Lau takes a strike. Well, the Orioles are going to get the big dogs up there again. 8-9-1 coming up in the 8th inning. Offense has gone quiet a little bit for Baltimore the last few days. They scored just 2 runs the last 2 games against the Cardinals. And just these 3 tonight.
One of those is the trade they made.
So wild,
came back to bite them.
Swing and a miss. High fastball. 2 out.
I mean, how about that? What are the odds of that? You make a trade. Unfortunately, the person they've gotten, Jack Flaherty, has not, for whatever reason, gotten on track. And they face the St. Louis Cardinals, who are struggling. They know they got the Rays coming in. And inevitably, they're going to say, well, that was a little bit of a letdown those last 2 games looking ahead. I don't think teams look ahead. Their offense, to your point, just didn't score.
And Drew Rom, you're right, one of the guys that they sent to the Cardinals for Jack Flaherty shut him down last night. After Adam Wainwright win 199 on Tuesday. You got to talk to him after?
I did, yeah. You know, he can squeeze 3 more in if he needs to, but 2 more for sure to get to that great number of 200 that I honestly don't know how many more pitchers that aren't active today, like in reach of it, will ever get that again.
Robert Stevenson has been nasty out of the Rays bullpen, getting ready for the bottom of the 8th. 2-0 to Rosarena is inside. Randy's 1 for 3. 2-run triple back in the 3rd. Gave Tampa Bay the lead initially. Three and 1. Towering fly ball down the left field line, hooking into the seats. Three-2 from Lopez. Off the end of the bat, left center field. Here comes Hayes. There's Mullins calling him off to end the top of the 8th. Lopez a scoreless inning. 1-run game in Baltimore.
It's not like the good old days.
It's not like the good old days.
It's not like the good,
it's not like the good old days.
Stop parroting everything. Instead, drink a Red Bull and think for yourselves.
Since when do you dictate what we do?
Exactly. You're not the boss of us.
Power to the people! Oh, well. Individuality often complicates things.
Red Bull gives you wings.
This season, we have more pressure than I ever would have imagined.
If we do not get promoted, we are in trouble.
This year is the year.
Yeah, you can just feel now there's stakes here.
We're all in physically, all in financially, and all in emotionally.
Burden isn't just that promotion. It's not ever letting down this community.
FX's Welcome to Wrexham on FX. Stream on Hulu.
And when they dropping off all that drip for free, you know you got power. And when they tryna throw the whole drip bag at me, oh yeah, I know I got power. I got power. I got power. I said power. put in the hours. And when they try to throw the home drip bag at me, oh yeah, I know I got power. I got power. Okay, I got power.
Start your day with all the support you need in Skechers Arch Fit sandals. Skechers teamed up with podiatrists using over 20 years of data to create a sandal that provides foot and arch support for all-day comfort. Podiatrist certified arch support for men and women.
Subway refreshed everything, and now they're slicing their deli meats fresh. That's why the new Subway Series subs are preferred by this QB.
And preferred by his old backup QB.
And if we prefer it, we know you'll prefer it too. Have you been behind me this whole time?
Yep.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Subway. Subway's upping their game with the Subway Series menu. Back at Camden Yards, and this has been a great game. The first in a 4-game series between the Rays and the Orioles, the top 2 teams in the American League. New pitcher for the Rays, Robert Stevenson. He's been excellent. And he is going to face a guy making his big league debut in a massive spot. It's Heston Kjerstad, who was the 2nd pick of the draft 3 years ago. And he debuts in a spot where he could tie the game in a division race with 1 swing. Ball 1. So he's drafted in 2020. He was soon after diagnosed with a heart issue, and so he didn't make his pro debut until last year. A little more than a year later, he's in the big leagues. Big time power. Grounds it foul, 1-1.
A lot of sliders and cutters. The opponents have really had a hard time hitting this cutter at .092 average. Amarillo, Texas.
24-year-old in his big league debut. Swings and misses. 1-2. He's pinch hitting for Westburg. Frazier and Rushman to follow in this 8th inning. Two and two. Brennan Hyde said, you got to see this guy take BP. You got to hear the sound of the ball coming off his bat. And with that power from the left side, what a nice fit here. On a 2-2. Swings and misses. And Orioles fans will have to wait to hear that sound as he's down swinging in his first big league at bat.
Well, this is a downward slider that really in a perfect spot under the barrel of the bat, low part of the strike zone. Throws a ton of those pitches.
One away for Adam Frazier, who takes ball 1. This is 9 straight retired by Rays pitching. Stevenson's 1-0. Frazier pops it up on the infield. Who wants it? It's like Paredes from third for the 2nd out. So this week, Big Noon Kickoff is back in Boulder to set up a huge day of college football on Fox. 7th-ranked Penn State in Illinois, and then 6th-ranked Ohio State is in action, followed by TCU in Houston, and a primetime tilt, all kicking off at noon on Saturday. Back to the top of Adley Rushman. Came up with the bases loaded in the 5th inning, grounded into a double play to end that threat. Yadier Cano. Two and 0.
If I don't have to travel, I'd stay here this weekend.
It's going to be great, huh?
It is. I'd love watching these two teams.
Well, we just might get to watch these two teams in a few weeks. It's like we were saying, there's a good chance they face off in the division series. Whoever wins the division going to be the 1 seed. Whoever loses the division going to be the 4th seed. If they were to win the wild card round, they would face the other. Outside ball 3 on Rushman.
And I don't know how you feel about this, but I think in time they need to make a change and reseed.
I'm with you.
I just think the way baseball's played, the seeding is so important that I know it's just not that way right now, but I think in the future you might see that.
Rushman cracks it in the air, but shallow center field. Walls waits under it. He's got it. And the Rays bullpen hard to hit all year. And tonight, no different.
It's hard to put it into words. When I tried, life felt absurd. You left the roots of my soul. I tell myself not to lose control. I'll take it slow, but it's hard to do when you're lying like me on a line like you. You got the hands.
Walmart Plus members save on delivery, gas, plus so much more. Join today.
We don't know any first responders who only give 90%. Or farmers, the workers who build our towns, roads, infrastructure. They don't stop at halfway. And good luck finding a small business owner who's happy with an 80% effort. That's why they use Ford trucks. Ford F-Series, 100% assembled in America. Because we're all in on America.
Your dog is the one you wanted. You want what's best for them. So, ask your vet about new NexGard Plus. It's one-and-done monthly protection from fleas and ticks, plus heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms. All in a delicious beef-flavored soft chew. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. From the maker of #1 vet-recommended HeartGuard Plus. NexGard Plus, the one you want for one-and-done protection.
Did you know most dish soaps don't remove all the grease, even with scrubbing?
What? I just cleaned those.
Try Dawn Platinum. It removes 99% of grease and food residue. That's why Dawn is trusted to save wildlife affected by oil. Dawn Platinum cleans to the squeak.
Your paint is really bad.
What?
I said best coffee I've ever had.
Should've used Bear.
Sorry, sideware.
No, I said should've used Bear.
Today, let's paint. Right now, get America's most trusted paint brand at a new low price. Bear, only at the Home Depot.
Love steak? Love lobster? Can't choose? Well, you'll love Outback this week, mate. Get a mouth-watering lobster tail and a juicy signature sirloin starting at just $24.99. Every day this week for a limited time, only at Outback Steakhouse.
Rays 4, Orioles 3. And a Luke Raley home run in the 7th inning, and Yennier Cano, who has become the closer with Felix Bautista injured, who's an all-star himself, is on here to try and keep it a one-run game.
Funky arm angle, really tough on right-handers, and was a great setup man.
Urias into the game at third. Isaac Paredes leads off for the Rays. Strike one. He has not been as sharp since moving into the quote-unquote closer role. 5 games in that role. He's given up 5 runs.
It's different. I'm telling you, most people don't understand. Not a lot of interchangeable parts when you've had a role your whole season.
Check swing, fair ball. 1 out. Just on top of the plate. Disappointing end of that at bat for Paredes. And a battle for the American League East. Orioles enter the night with a 2-game lead. They have led since late July. The Rays, though, on a home run from Luke Raley in the 7th inning, have a 4-3 lead and are 3 outs away from getting to within a game in the division.
Yeah, they got here with a late home run by Rosarena to win their game before coming to Baltimore. So they're accustomed to playing close games. Baltimore's accustomed to playing close games.
Josh Lowe, bases empty, 1 away. Takes a strike, and it's 1-1. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Henderson, Santander, and O'Hearn coming up for the Orioles. All guys with the kind of power that could tie it with one swing. Here's Cano's 1-1 pitch. And Pete Fairbanks. Talk about this bullpen. So many good pieces, so many different style pieces. He's the one that holds it all together in the back end. Yep. Got the call there, 2-2. Cano deals low, bounces one sharply, but right at O'Hearn. 2 away. And both these bullpens, with the exception of the Raley home run, very impressive. Or I guess both these bullpens, period, really impressive, because that came against Kyle Bradish. 4-3 game. Jonathan Aranda comes up to pinch hit here. Pinch hitting for Harold Ramirez. Well, the visit here. Let you know that the 2023 Roberto Clemente Award, presented by Capital One, will recognize a player who truly represents the game through positive contributions on and off the field. You can learn more about the nominees and vote today by scanning the QR code or visit MLBtogether.com/Clemente21. One of the nominees, the Orioles nominee, Kyle Gibson. Pitched really well last night. Bases empty, 2 out, 9th inning. Aranda pinch hitting for the Rays. First one from Cano is lined into center field. Mullins is there. Sends this game to the bottom of the 9th. Fasten those seatbelts in a 1-run game. 2, 3, and 4. Henderson, Santander, and O'Hearn coming up against Fairbanks.
My name's Jorge Gaviria, and this is my business, Hacienda. We bring heirloom corn products from Mexico to every kitchen. I chose my Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. With no preset spending limit, my purchasing power adapts to meet my business needs. And I reinvest my 2% cash back to help grow our business with new products, like our tabletop masa mill. My Spark card helps me fulfill my mission of bringing masa to the masses. What's in your wallet?
Truth is, my schedule's pretty jam-packed these days. I've got school Monday through Friday, jiu-jitsu on Thursdays, and library books I've got to get back by Friday. In my weekend, I've got 2. We know 3 birthday parties on Saturday, and Sunday, that's my me time. I am not willing to give that up.
How's that look?
Works for me.
Works for me.
Holy cannoli, look at this. It's like a science project.
Ordering lunch. Easy for you and me, but can be so difficult for a young homeowner turning into their parents.
Are those all different lettuces?
Yes, sir. Brown rice, white rice, or quinoa.
We're gonna need a minute.
Do you have any food allergies?
Well, my teeth are sensitive to cold.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
That'll be $19.45. Oh, I'm just paying for my own salad.
The Subway Series menu is getting a new lineup of sandwiches. The Deli Heroes. There's fresh sliced turkey on the Titan Turkey, fresh sliced ham on the Grand Slam ham, 5 meats on the beef, and look at that double cheese. Try Subway's, taste as refresh yet.
7th-ranked Penn State battles Illinois on Big Noon Saturday. Then Western Kentucky takes on 6th-ranked Ohio State, and TCU faces Houston.
Are you kidding me?
It all kicks off Saturday at noon Eastern on Fox.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Luke Raley's 7th inning home run, the difference in this game as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Pete Fairbanks, 6'6", hard-throwing righty on to try and close it out.
75-3 is what you need to know if you're a Rays fan. That's the record when leading in the 9th inning.
And it's the rookie Gunnar Henderson, who has looked like so much more experienced than his 22 years of age would suggest throughout this rookie season. 1 for 3 with his 26th home run tonight. So here we go. Rays 4, Orioles 3. Henderson takes ball 1. Santander and O'Hearn to follow. That's 26 home runs, 27 home runs, 13 home runs for these 3 hitters. Fairbanks 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Wow. Right there. Over the top breaking ball, just missed.
Fastball blown by him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Easy gas, isn't it?
100 miles an hour. Short arm. Zoop.
Here's a 1-2. Fouled it off, stayed alive.
Man, I'm surprised he went to that pitch. I really am. He just blew 100 by him, and he gave him a hittable pitch.
Henderson, a good 2-strike hitter. His home run earlier tonight was with 2 strikes. 1-2, very high.
See, I think sometimes you lose sight of what just happened, that pitch that he swung through. There's no way he could have been on it. And then he slowed him down and sped him up with a high fastball. That time to go to the fastball was right after he swung and missed.
2-2, Henderson swings and misses at the high fastball.
He just had no chance to catch up to it. Now he got away with it. He got back to the count to get to a 2-2 pitch at the top of the zone. But he gave him a pitch to hit to tie the game up.
Instead, a strikeout for Fairbanks. 1 gone in the 9th inning, and Anthony Santander to the plate. A rare bad night for him to this point. 3 Ks for a guy having a career year. And a year full of big swings. Fairbanks 0-1. Strike 2. The Orioles dropped the last 2 games to the Cardinals. Last time that they lost 3 in a row. End of June into the beginning of July. They lost 4 straight. And if this score holds, their lead in the division would be down to 1. To their smallest lead since late July. 0-2 pitch. 2 up and 2 down, straight gas. Back-to-back Ks for Fairbanks.
Just an unhittable pitch. When you get to the top of the zone, you don't see the ball coming out of his hand very well. Short arm, big 6'5" frame.
Up to O'Hearn. He's got a home run tonight as well. Bottom of the zone this time. The Rays bullpen perfect. 3 2/3. No base runners after 5 innings from Aaron Civale. Strike 2, just dotting up different corners.
I don't know about dotting up, but it's 100, and it's going to be hard to hit, even if it's down the middle. But those 2 pitches, whoo.
Here's the 0-2. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Pete Fairbanks blows them away in the 9th, and the Rays have closed the deficit in the East to 1 game. It is Luke Raley's home run in the 7th that proves to be the difference. And a Rays bullpen that has now thrown 34 consecutive innings without an earned run closes the door on the Orioles to take the first game in this 4-game set.
Over 20 strikeouts combined. That was a huge statement by the Rays. As you're trying to hit this pitch, no thank you. But the hitters had to be on the alert because there were a lot of pitches called for strikes and 100 miles an hour. Wow.
So in what is close to a must-win series for the Rays, if they want to avoid that wild card round, get the 1 seed, they get the win in game 1. Got Zach Eflin going tomorrow. They've got Tyler Glasnow on Saturday. And tonight they get 15 strikeouts against an Orioles team that is hard to strike out. So there it is, tied at 91 wins. 2 more losses for the Rays. It is a 1-game deficit, the closest they've been since July 22nd.
What's he doing? Playing video game now?
I think he is, yeah. Looked like a video game there in the 9th inning, set on easy. 4-3 the final score. We're going to send you to break. Chris Myers and the guys will have it on the other side. Rays are within 1. What a series this is going to be. What a finish this is going to be in the East.
Packers, Falcons, or 49ers.
Touchdown!
Rams. What a catch! It all kicks off Sunday on Fox.
Only one question leads to life-changing money.
Is it real or is it snake oil?
Sniff out the scam and find the real product.
This show's crazy.
Snake Oil premieres Wednesday, September 27th on Fox.
My dad used to always say, you put a patch wherever you need a patch and keep going.
Mr. Floyd, I've taken care of him for over a decade. Over the years, he's experienced different types of cardiovascular problems.
I couldn't walk from my chair to the front door.
The care that he's gotten has allowed us to protect his lifestyle for him and his family.
I enjoy watching something grow. I got a reason to get up every day.
Oh, Grace, this is from your stepdad. Thanks, Chris. This one's from Lily. Lily.
Okay, great. Let's add milk. Have a Coke. That's perfect. You know this.
Fort McHenry.
Good job, Grace.
Thanks, Chris. I just wanted to say a big thank you to my mom and Chris. Where did you guys meet?
Psychology class. Wow. Wow. You look beautiful.
Thanks, Dad.
This story couldn't be written in Hollywood because it's so unbelievable.
What made you decide that you want to speak out?
I hold a very unique perspective that nobody in that courtroom ever held.
Your dad had told you he didn't go down to the kennel that night.
I do not think whatever storm he concocted was to kill my mother and brother.
You believe the killer is still out there?
The Fall of the House of Murdaugh, streaming now on Fox Nation, part of Fox Justice. Sign up now and get your first 3 months of Fox Nation for $1.99.
Let's play Snake Oil.
Sniff out the scam. Which product is real and which one is not?
Luggage gone wild. Taxidermy luggage from Kenya.
The over-the-toilet sink. You'll save 1 gallon of water per boom boom.
Find out who gets fooled and who finds their fortune.
Is it real or is it snake oil? Never fallen for a business scam, except for hosting this show.
Snake Oil. Series premiere Wednesday, September 27th on Fox.
Listen to live Black Eye Free audio from every major league club.
And Aaron Judge with some thump.
Stream video of minor league games.
That's a go-ahead grand slam!
and watch the best baseball highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. The all-new At Bat is your all-in-one live baseball subscription for only $3.99 per month.
There she goes. Home run. Pete Alonso.
Subscribe to At Bat within the MLB app today.
Baseball Night in America, the post-game show, and one of the most, well, it's the most important series for these two teams given where they are. July 19th, the Rays overtaken by the Orioles for first place, down to a one-game lead with Eric Karros. Mark Sweeney, I'm Chris Myers. We'll get their thoughts, check on highlights, but let's head back out to Baltimore. Ken Rosenthal with the hero of the night for Tampa Bay.
Thanks, Chris. Luke, the go-ahead homer, you hit a 3-1 slider. I saw a lot of sliders in that at-bat. What was your thought process as it went along?
Yeah, I mean, he's got some really good breaking balls, so I was just looking to get a pitch up in the zone, and he left it over the middle of the plate, and I was able to get to it.
This was a really competitive game tonight, a close game. What do you expect the final 3 games of this series to be like?
To look exactly like they did tonight. You know, it's 2 good ball clubs going at it. You know, they're super talented over there, so we know it's going to be a dogfight all 4 games, and you know we're ready for it.
That said, how meaningful is it to win this first game, get within 1 game of first place?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we know we have to win 3 or 4 here, if not take all 4. So it's just one of those things. We came in hard, and we know what's on the line, so we're going to play with a lot of passion and fire, and it showed up, and it worked out tonight. Last thing, what about your bullpen? It must be fun playing behind those guys. Oh, absolutely. I mean, Civ was awesome tonight, and then the bullpen comes in and just shuts them down, and you know, they've been doing that all year. It's really fun to play defense behind them. They fill up the zone. They get a lot of, you know, softer outs, and you know, they're just a very talented group. Luke, thanks a lot. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Chris, back to you.
Thank you, Ken. 34 consecutive innings, that bullpen, without giving up an earned run. Experience, the Rays have been here before. The Orioles are trying to hang on.
Trying to get involved, but Tampa Bay, again, the pitching. You know, we talked about, you know, at the top of the show, their whip better than anybody in all of baseball. 5 pitchers tonight, 15 strikeouts, and then Pete Fairbanks comes in and closes the door. Dominant.
Yeah, if you think of the Orioles' perspective, really it's the bounce back and how you do that tomorrow. You have to try to wipe this clean, and this is a priority for them. Just bounce back and have a win tomorrow. Be good.
Yeah, so far head-to-head series, they still hold the upper hand, but in this series, it's down to 1 game. Checking on the Rangers and Blue Jays wild card battle in the AL. Jonah Heim off Kevin Gausman.
I'll tell you what, Texas was dead to rights a few games ago. Now they come in, they take 4 from Toronto. They're starting to look real good again.
In the 8th, an 8-2 score. The Twins in the Central quietly putting up impressive numbers. This is Royce Lewis.
Yeah, and he is putting on a show offensively. Power games there, and the Twins look like they are the part.
Yankees Red Sox, this is the second of a doubleheader. Earlier, Boston won. Aaron Judge unloads here. The bases are loaded.
Right, I mean, this is all we have to look forward to is watching Aaron Judge hit right now. These 2 teams are battling for what?
Last place to avoid last place. The Yankees started this second game after losing earlier in last in the AL East. Hey, don't miss big noon kickoff Saturday. Rob Gronkowski joins the crew in Colorado. Everybody looking at Deion Sanders and the Buffs. 10 Eastern is when it begins on Fox. For Mark and Eric, I'm Chris. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thursday, it's Baseball Night in America on Fox. Alonso and the Mets take on Harper and the Phillies. Or Rutschman and the Orioles battle Ramirez and the Guardians. Baseball Night in America, next Thursday on Fox.